Gentlemen, my name is Ryan Mackey. It is my pleasure, my honor, to be the first one to officially welcome you to this, the 8th edition of the GATE Southeast Asia Enterprise Channel Summit, and the second year that we're working in partnership with the ASEAN Economic Forum and the ASEAN Secretariat to host the ASEAN-India ScaleHub. We know many of you have traveled far and wide. We know many of you have received countless messages from us, reminders about downloading the app, answer requests for one-on-one meetings. All of that burden, all of that push is to get you here at one place, one time, so that you can focus on business. So thank you for all of the effort and the energy that you put into getting yourselves here. I look out in the room, I see a lot of familiar faces, so I want to welcome you back if you've been with us in the past. I saw Mr. Juan Chua from WSI in Philippines. I know there are several members of the Philippine delegation who are in the room tonight. Mabuhay and welcome. I just spoke to Dr. Kanchana from the ASEAN Secretariat. I know there are many other compatriots from Thailand, so I want to welcome you. Sawadee Kap. This is, of course, our host country of Indonesia. I see very many Indonesian familiar faces wearing their batik, wearing their traditional attire. I want to welcome all of you. It is a great pleasure to have you here. Your support and your presence and your contribution means a lot to us. So salamat datang and welcome to all of you. I would be remiss if I didn't make a special mention to all of those joining us from India. We are hosting the India ASEAN ScaleHub, and we have a delegation from the Indian government joining us. So a very warm and sincere welcome. Namaskaram, excuse me. Welcome to you. It is an honor for all of you to be with us. If you are joining us for the very first time, I think you'll find this a more efficient way of doing business. It is a very ambitious program. It is a very busy schedule, but all of that work we do in advance using the online planning tool hopefully allows you to focus on what's most important, those connections, those interactions, those meetings. If you have any questions, if you want to make yourselves available for more meetings, if you want us to help facilitate some introductions, don't hesitate to reach out. That's what we're here to do. There will be a help desk inside the exhibition area. GATE staff are ready and willing to help. Before we get started with the conference, I want to bring forward a number of significant and honorable delegates who are joining us here in the room this morning. First up, I want to welcome the chairman of the ASEAN Economic Forum. Ladies and gentlemen, to give us the first word, join me in welcoming Mr. Sachin Gopalan. Sachin. Sachin, thank you.
Thank you, Ryan, and good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to Bali. I would like to thank a few people who made this event happen today. This is the second year of the ASEAN-India ScaleHub. And thank you, Ambassador Jayant Khobragade, Your Excellency. Without your efforts, we would not have made this event as successful. We have a warm applause for Ambassador Jayant. Then our other partners, Dr. Kanchana from the ASEAN Secretariat. Thank you for putting this whole program together with us. Some of our other partners, we have Dr. Bodhiastuti Antobirio from BRIN. He's also the COSTI chair. We have Professor Abhay Karandikar from DST. Thank you very much. Dr. Praveen Kumar Somasundaram, also from DST. Mr. Sandeep Chakravarti, the Indian ambassador to Indonesia. Thank you very much for your presence today. And Mr. Japneet Singh, Yamada Spire Research, and special mention to Ashish Kapahi. Ashish is in the room here, who actually has worked tirelessly to make sure that we have the second edition. And a warm welcome to all of you who are here today. We have a very impressive group of companies who have come this far for something very important, which is how do we expand regional cooperation between ASEAN region and India. And this special edition between ASEAN region and India is thanks to the Department of Science and Technology, DST of India, Republic of India, which has worked tirelessly with our team to put together a really good program, which essentially is on the success of the last year. So that is, I think, the key takeaway for us today, that we are running a program that has shown success. And we would be able to find ways to amplify that as we go forward. As you all know, ASEAN is 700 million people. And it is only 3% of global GDP. It should be closer to 10% because 700 million is approximately 10% of the world population. So there's a tremendous opportunity within ASEAN as well as from ASEAN to the rest of the world. So programs like this, working with regional dialogue partners like India, gives an opportunity to strengthen the collaboration between ASEAN region and India. And we hope that, with a philosophy or like this, we would be able to replicate that so that ASEAN as a region is really able to deliver to this true potential. So I would not say more than this right now because I have some distinguished speakers who are now going to take to the stage and share with them some of the key takeaways which I believe you should record, because these are the founding principles of why we are here in the room and how we can actually make use of this opportunity to collaborate in a multipolar world. As you can see now, it is very important that ASEAN as a region, India, and some of the several other dialogue partners are able to find a new way to collaborate, a new way to leverage on each of their own capabilities and the core competencies that they bring to this world. So we are exciting times ahead, and exciting times ahead today and tomorrow as well. So thank you very much, and looking forward to spending time with all of you one-on-one during the event. Thank you.
Sachin, thank you. I just want to echo that point that there are indeed a number of important people in the room tonight whose support is very critical. So thank you very much. One of those gentlemen I want to bring forward now and ask him to say a few words. A gentleman is the Ambassador of India to ASEAN. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming, if you would please, His Excellency, Ambassador Jayant Khobragade. Ambassador. Welcome back to you.
Yeah,
thank you. And the floor belongs to you.
Dear friends and colleagues, welcome to Bali. First of all, I would like to thank Sachin because he has simplified my job. I wanted to thank many people here, which he already did, so I will not go through the entire list. But I would definitely like to mention, my friend and colleague's name, Ambassador Sandeep Chakravarti, who is amongst us. This is one of the rare places in the entire world where two ambassadors welcome the delegates, coming from, from different parts of the world. And of course, I also want to put on record my sincere thanks. Of course, we have, Sachin has already mentioned about Secretary DST, but I would also like to mention about his team and, of course, Dr. Praveen and Dr. Bhupati, who actually relentlessly works, to get all the approvals and, do all coordination, etc. So, look, when we started thinking about this, the main inspiring story for us, like, when with Ashish and Sachin and DSG Satwinder Singh, whose representative, Ms. Kanchan is here. So we started thinking the main inspiring story was, what is happening in India, and especially under the able leadership of Honorable Prime Minister of India, His Excellency, Sri Narendra Modi. Look at the figures. In 2014, India had just 350 startups. In 2014, India had just 4 unicorns. Come to 2024, we have 180,000 startups now. We have, almost 180, unicorns. Out of these 180,000 startups, even if, let's say, now the average rate is 15%, even if, let's say, 10% are successful, we are talking about, 18,000 successful startups. And, their contribution, since they are unicorn, they are $1 billion plus in valuation. So their contribution is, as far as 2024 figures is considered, is 354 billion. So we are talking about almost 9% of India's GDP coming from these unicorns. Our dream is, of course, like one of the ScaleHub candidates ultimately also reach to the unicorn. As India grows, India is the largest country in terms of population in the world. We already have become the fourth largest economy, on our way in next 3 years' time to become third largest economy, to cross $5 trillion dollar mark. So the estimation that the contribution of the startups, the unicorns, not startups, the unicorns themselves will be up to 1 trillion by 2030. So we are talking roughly about 20% contribution coming for that. But these startups, these numbers which I have mentioned in the beginning, it doesn't happen just like that, So the leadership, and it's also not, the incubation centers and accelerators. They are not sufficient. Of course, they have been taken from the cosmopolitan cities to, the tier 2, tier 3 level cities. That is one thing. But the entire ecosystem, which is the liberalization of tax regime, then, for ease in, legislative and other regulatory matters, then, inviting foreign direct investment. So that is the entire thing, which is backed up by the policies like Startup India, Digital India, Atal Innovation Mission. So those backed up by those initiatives. And that is the reason why we see the success today. Now the question is that why are we doing this, under the framework of ASEAN and India? So the simple answer is because ASEAN and India are comprehensive strategic partners. So, you're aware, maybe you are aware of the fact that India has 1,700-kilometer long border with Myanmar and also maritime boundary with a number of ASEAN member states. That actually makes, India and ASEAN as neighboring countries. But even if you look at, not only the civilizational past of 2,000 years, and Bali is a great example of that, and then, you see, many symbols of shared history between India and this part of the world in terms of food habits, clothing, monuments, some religious aspects, etc. That's there. But even like today, our interaction is quite deep. It goes in, trade, investment, people-to-people contact. Now, when I tell that not this financial year, but financial year, ASEAN was India's second largest trading partner, only next to EU. Last year, it downgraded its ranking to 4th, but nevertheless, EU, US, China, and then the ASEAN member states. Our trade has always been in the range of 10 to 12% with just 10 countries. Investment, mainly because of Singapore, both outbound and inbound is in the range of 20%. A lot of Indian tourists come to this part of the world. In fact, Singapore and Thailand, they are among the most popular touristic destinations. First 5 touristic destination, and around 16 to 18% of Indian tourists, they visit this part of the world. Similarly, in first 15 countries there are 3 ASEAN member states. So that is, so in that the complex complexity of relationship. So this like high-tech area is also one of the important part, and DST takes lead in that. So it does, the startup festival, it does, grassroots innovation festival, then it has started doing ScaleHub. Last year they launched, women scientist conclave, etc. So that, while we have a solid background of the cultural past, but, we are not forgetting our modern times and also integrating the youth, into the entire heritage. Now, a few words about ScaleHub. It's so interesting that, of course, Secretary DST, he is the one who helps, in giving the final shape to the concept. He has been director in IIT Kanpur, Indian Institute of Technology. My boss, Secretary East, who is also involved in the approval process, he also comes from IIT Chennai, IIT Madras. So when, engineers are there, they could easily understand, what is this concept, and it really helped in that manner. Of course, we have some success stories. See, we wanted that, this ScaleHub has to be a little different than startup. Because if a startup is, maybe like love at first sight, but, now we know that it also requires some courtship, etc., for a sustained period of time. So therefore, what we do that we not only introduce like arranged marriage, the bride and the groom, but we also allow them to have courtship for 1 year, So they are brought on one platform, and then the vendors interact with the system integrators, distributors, etc. We see some success stories. I mean, there are not many, but out of like last year's festival, we have 5 success stories, and this year we are hoping to have more. Another success of this particular event is that most of the government organized events are entirely funded by government, but thanks to Gates and both Sachin and Ashish, that it's a public-private partnership. So this is one of the uniqueness of this particular festival. And I'm also impressed by the fact that although this is only second year of ASEAN-India ScaleHub Festival, many of the participants, we have provided only partial hospitality, and some of them have come on their own. I think we should clap for them, So with these words, I thank all the participants, especially, the big companies who have come to, find some good vendors, good services, etc. And I wish this ScaleHub all the success. Thank you so much.
Just to put that opportunity into sharper focus, you say over 100,000 startups in India. The eyes and ears of the world are on this region. South Asia, Southeast Asia, this is expected to be a big driver in the global economy over the next decade. A lot of these startups are going to become scale-ups, are going to become unicorns, are going to become homegrown giants that are going to play a very critical role in that development. So thank you very much for your words, and thank you for joining us and your support again here at the event. I want to bring forward for a second set of welcome remarks. She is the Director of Sectoral Development at the ASEAN Economic Community at the ASEAN Secretariat. This support is absolutely critical in bringing this whole initiative together. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming, if you would please, Dr. Kanchana Wanjikorn. Welcome.
Very good afternoon. Okay, all right, it's on, okay. Excellency, Ambassador Chayan, Co-Brigadier Ambassador of India to ASEAN, Ambassador Sandeep Chakraborty, Ambassador of India to Indonesia, Dr. Praveen Kumar from the Department of Science and Technology, India, Dr. Bodhi Estoti Ontrovoyo, ASEAN Kosti, Chair and Deputy of BRIN, Indonesia, and Mr. Sachin Gobalan, Chairman of ASEAN Economic Insights, Excellency, distinguished guests, esteemed scale-ups, startups, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the ASEAN Secretariat, it is my honor and privilege to participate in this significant event, the ASEAN-India ScaleHub 2025, which marks a very important milestone in our journey towards regional economic integration and sustainable development. Let me begin by acknowledging the outstanding collaboration that has brought us here. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to BRIN, Kosti of Indonesia, ASEAN Economic Forum, the Department of Science and Technology of India, and all participating scale-ups across ASEAN and India for their unwavering support and extensive engagement to this ScaleHub possible. The ASEAN-India ScaleHub is a premier platform designed to strengthen economic ties and also foster innovation and promote sustainable development between ASEAN member states and India. This event is very pivotal for our region as it provides a very unique opportunities for government officials, for business leaders, entrepreneurs, startups, and also stakeholders to collaborate and also work together to drive economic integration. And also we always mention sustainable growth. So allow me to share with you the opportunities for working together. I think Ambassador Chayan has mentioned the market opportunities between ASEAN and India and potential growth. Just want to highlight on some of the opportunities here. In ASEAN, we are latest statistics have shown that more than 70 million SME has registered in ASEAN, accounting for 97% and also they are also the backbone of this region. Most country SME account for more than 50%. Just to highlight, zoom in, for example, in Indonesia, only SME represented about 60% of GDP and nearly 97% of the workforce. And startups are the new growth engine. I think most our country in the region, we see opportunities of startups, particularly for this meeting, we focus on a tech startup. The number that we have seen recently, we have more number of startups, and as Ambassador has mentioned in his speech, that they representing a very, even though in the region contribution to GDP are not that big, but the growth is quite high. So at the regional level, we have a very good number here. For example, in Indonesia, recent statistics from OECD, now Indonesia ecosystem has grown at a record speed. They are at the moment the second largest in ASEAN after Singapore, and also the fifth largest in Asia. So in terms of VC investment, venture capital investment, Indonesia only one country account for almost 24% of Southeast Asia venture. So it's a big growing ecosystem and investment opportunity. Just want to also highlight that these enterprises are not only the backbone of our economy, but also driving innovation and creating jobs. Jobs very important, and also fostering our economic resilience. I'm very pleased to see many startups participating at this ScaleHub program event. This is a good opportunity to collaborate, a very strong platform. You receive invaluable resources, mentorship, and also networking opportunities. Allow me to also share some of other activities that we are driving innovation and startup ecosystem in ASEAN. Just last week, we have launched the Startup ASEAN platform. It's a new transformative initiative led by Malaysia during their chairmanship this year to be a platform, a centralized platform for startups across the region to connect. More than 5,000 startups has registered in this platform, and also we expanding the network to investor, incubator, accelerator. So we hope that this could be another and also part of this today ScaleHub joining force. It would be an ecosystem to support our startup to grow not only within this region, but also with our partners like India. And this event, this program, ASEAN-India ScaleHub also aligned well with our goal of realizing ASEAN Community Vision 2045, which our leader has just adopted last month in May. This really reaffirmed our collective commitment to harness innovation. Innovation is highlighted as one of the key cross-cutting mechanism that we want to embed in ASEAN. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I also would like to highlight here that our partnership between ASEAN and India has grown very strongly. The partnership started 1992, and then by 10 years, 2022, we have a very important milestone there that the ASEAN-India partnership has established the comprehensive strategic partnership, which means that we have a cooperation in all areas. And this partnership is guided by our plan of action, that would strengthen area of mutual interest, bringing together benefit to both ASEAN and India. I just want to highlight again that in our plan of action, promoting entrepreneurship is one of the key aspects. I also would like to congratulate India, particularly your very strong startup ecosystem. My team has just checked the latest statistics that you are one of the world's highest growth in terms of global startup ecosystem development. Bangalore itself, the one city, have grown 7 spots last year, to become one of the world top 15 of startup ecosystem. So connecting ASEAN and India, I think this is a very good opportunity that our startup could connect and grow business across the region. So I think with that, I would like to once again thank you everyone to make this event happen, and I hope that we will be able to continue. This is the second year. I hope that we'll continue this. This is a very important, very promising platform that we would like to extend. And once again, it's not just only a program or a project, but I think it's a testament of our shared vision, our shared value, working together to create our innovation, more sustainable future. So let us build this lasting partnership and also pave the way for a brighter and more inclusive economic landscape. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you. I want to thank you personally and also the ASEAN Secretariat for lending your important support to the ScaleHub initiative. She made a comment that there were over 1 million SMEs registered in the region in the past year. Just to put that into perspective, that enormous number. We talk about growth in South and Southeast Asia. It's expected to come not from the top up, but from the top down, but from the bottom up. That growth is going to be grassroots level. That growth is going to be organic. And the SMEs, the startups, the scale-ups are going to really play a pivotal role in that development. So thank you very much for, again, lending your support to this important initiative. Our next presenter will be physically present at the event this evening. I understand she and the team are en route as we speak, but she has sent a video to give her opening remarks. This is as mentioned before, the deputy at BRIN here in Indonesia, and the chair of COSTI, which is the Committee on Science, Technology, and Innovation inside of the ASEAN Secretariat. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to bring the video forward for Dr. Budiastuti Ontowirjo.
Good afternoon. His Excellency Professor Abhay Karandikar, Secretary of Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. His Excellency Sri Janat N. Kobragade, the Ambassador of India to ASEAN. His Excellency Sandip Chakravorty, the Ambassador of India to Indonesia. Dr. Kanchana Wanichkorn, Director for Sectoral Development Directorate, ASEAN Secretariat. Mr. Sachi Gopalan, Chairman of ASEAN Economic Insight. Mr. Astis Kapachi, CEO of the ASEAN Economic Forum. Mr. Japnit Singh, Chief Operating Officer, Yamada Consulting and Spire. Esteemed Representative Co-Teacher from ASEAN Member States and the Government of India, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great privilege to welcome you to the ASEAN-India ScaleHub 2025, a landmark initiative born from a spirit of collaborations to foster innovations and shared success between ASEAN and India. Today, we gather in Bali as architects of a dynamic future where technology, entrepreneurship, and cross-border synergy will drive transformative growth across our regions. ASEAN startups ecosystem has been thriving, emerging as a global force in research and innovations. Meanwhile, India's tech ecosystem, home to over 100 unicorns, over complementary strengths in deep tech, innovations, and digital infrastructure. Together, we are uniquely positioned to co-create scalable and inclusive solutions that advance ASEAN-India collaborations. National Research and Innovations Agency of the Republic of Indonesia, or BRIN, is committed to playing an active role in developing a dynamic ecosystem that enables startups to scale up. At BRIN, we are driving this progress through concrete actions, such as providing fundings and infrastructure support, and serving as an open platform that facilitates interactions among stakeholders in the innovations ecosystems. Last year, inaugural ASEAN-India ScaleHub in Bali set a powerful precedent. This year, we aim to elevate that success. The ASEAN-India ScaleHub 2025, hosted alongside the Gates Enterprise Channel Summit, Southeast Asia 2025, is designed to bridge market between ASEAN and Indian scale-up, fuel their growth, and drive their impacts. This will be done in alignment with the ASEAN Economic Forum to maximize social and economic outcome. In addition, these meetings will feature another two main meetings. The first one, the 15th meetings on ASEAN-India Working Group on Science, Technology, and Innovations, and the second one, the 9th meetings on the Governance Councils on the ASEAN-India Science and Technology for Development Fund. This series of meetings are very important, especially in the situations that our world facing complex challenges, from climate change to digital transformations, so that the ASEAN-India partnerships stands as a beacon of opportunity. In closing, let us continue to build policy to bridge collaborations into tangible progress. The futures belong to those who build bridges. Let's make ASEAN-India ScaleHub 2025 the launching pad for a brighter future. Thank you, and I wish you all a productive and inspiring event.
Ibu Asri and her team will be with us later this evening, I understand, but I want to thank her very much for sending along those welcome remarks. Our next presenter comes not from Southeast Asia, but from India. This critical support we get from not only industry, but government on both sides is what makes this initiative happen. So our original speaker from the Government of India, the Department of Science and Technology, Secretary Abhay, was unable to join us at the last moment. So I want to thank, on behalf of Secretary Abhay, the next speaker who's going to step into his big shoes. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the stage the head of the IC division at the Department of Science and Technology at the Government of India. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Praveen Kumar Sumastantaran. Welcome. Welcome and thank you.
Good afternoon. Excellencies, Sri Jayant Kobragade, Ambassador of India to ASEAN, Mr. Sandeep Chakravarti, Indian Ambassador to Indonesia, Dr. Baidoti Ontovidjo, Deputy National Research and Innovation Agency of Republic of Indonesia, Mr. Sachin Gopalan, Asian Economic Forum, Dr. Kanchana Vanichod, Director, ASEAN Secretariat, other dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. It's really a proud moment. As I step in this hall, I have seen that the atmosphere is really thriving. It's really wonderful to see that these youngsters, the really very important, I should say that the most important people, of course, from the ASEAN and India side, the youngsters assembled in this hall, they talk really business in this hall. How to take up the technology upwards. And we always see, I am from the Department of Science and Technology. I speak how to connect technology with the society. And this is an example. This hall in fact, tell us how the technology can be, in fact, taken to field into the society. So thank you very much for this forum. Of course, you know that the ASEAN, in fact, ASEAN-India relation, in fact, get stabilized and get more focused with the establishment of ASEAN-India Development Fund. We popularly call it ASTDF. So in ASTDF, in fact, has a very astonishing, trajectory in recent time. See, in fact, a lot of things happened in this, under this particular fund. See, for example, large number of collaborative R&D projects have been taken. In fact, as mentioned earlier, see, people-to-people contact is the one, in fact, makes the collaboration meaningful. So we have collaborative R&D projects, and we have fellowship programs. For example, the youngsters, the researchers, in fact, from the ASEAN countries can come to Indian labs, do meaningful research, and makes that, the connect between ASEAN countries and India very deep-rooted. And in the last 2-3 years, in fact, though there are platforms, but we, the Secretariat, the ASEAN Secretariat in India, make sure that, this relation has to develop into other levels, something like, this ASEAN-India ScaleHub. And we have Women Conclave last year in Singapore. So we have flourishing examples where through this fund, it is established that, the countries, the ASEAN country and India can flourish into different levels. So this is one of the platform. I also want to tell the youngsters that, India, in fact, going through a transformation. I should say that technology transformation. You name any technology, you will find a strong lead in India. For example, in the recent past, Indian government has invested in something called, you might have heard about that, National Quantum Mission. In fact, it looks into different aspects of quantum technologies. If you talk about quantum computing, communication, or is it quantum sensing, then materials, devices. So all these aspects, in fact, the government of India has taken under what we call it National Quantum Mission. Not only that, we have the world where the physical and the software, the virtual worlds meet. We call it National Cyber Physical Mission. So we have a National Cyber Physical Mission through which 25 hubs, in fact, working on different aspects of cyber physical system. You talk anything, whether it is robotics, cobotics, whatsoever it is that you will find one of the technology hubs in India. So what I'm trying to tell is that the scenario is different in India right now in terms of technology is concerned. We are not all, we are not in fact behind to prove that we are also going ahead with something to establish that our technology orientations are towards net zero. So we have in fact launched bigger mission mode programs in the area of electric mobility, and you can see that green hydrogen and AI mission. See, if you take all these things, you can see that there is a technology edge towards net zero. So that's why see the condition, the atmosphere is really thriving. Of course, the ambassador has mentioned that, see, in 10 years back, the number of startups in the country was something around 300, 400. Now it is something like it is 180,000 startups. And we also proved the country, the Indians also proved the world that, we also know how to make money. We have close to 120 unicorns. Okay, I don't want to, of course, we would like to listen much more from the youngsters who are here. So I don't want to, in fact, extend my talk or something. The message I just want to tell you is that the atmosphere in our country is, in fact, facilitating the startups. Why I am saying that? 2 days back, the union government, union cabinet has taken a very, I should say that it's a remarkable decision to, in fact, initiate a program called, you might have heard in the news, that RDI, Research, Development and Innovation Scheme, where India is financing the private sector to the tune of 12.5 billion USD. I should say that, of course, the Indian government or in the near future has not, in fact, invested in R&D at this thing. This is, I told you, this investment is only towards the private sector. See, startup can, in fact, play a big role in it. So, from my side, on behalf of Department of Science and Technology, I welcome you all youngsters and other dignitaries for this wonderful program. Thank you.
Thank you. You talk about the numbers, 180,000 startups. You talk about the youngsters. They are indeed the star of the show, so to speak. There is one partner I want to call out in particular. We're present at ScaleHub, the inaugural edition last year, are back in force this year. India itself is a geographically vast and very diverse marketplace, but there is one that really stands out here. It's an institute of higher learning, an incredible engine, an incredible incubator for innovation. IIT Kanpur is with us. I want to ask the IIT Kanpur team to stand up, and if any one of the scale-ups are supported by IIT Kanpur, if you would stand up just to be recognized, please. I want to thank you very much. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for bringing some incredible innovators to us, and we go above and beyond year on year. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Next up, I want to bring to the stage with a special announcement. He is the ambassador of India to Indonesia. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming His Excellency, Mr. Sandeep Chakrawarty. Your Excellency, welcome.
Namaskar, good afternoon. Please don't get confused with my batik. I am not Indonesian. I am India's ambassador to Indonesia. So I will speak a little bit about the Indian connection. It's difficult to speak after so many speakers, such distinguished speakers. So I have to be careful not to repeat what others have said. So it's a challenge which I will happily take. First, I would like to thank Ambassador Jayant Khobragade for inviting me to this incredible platform that has been created between India and ASEAN countries. And of course, thank Sachin Gopalan of the ASEAN Economic Forum, Dr. Kanchana, who spoke so eloquently. I would also like to recognize the presence of my Consul General in Bali. India is one of the few countries having a full-fledged consulate. So Dr. Vikram Vardhan is here. By the way, he is also from Kanpur, so I think by some affinity we're sitting next to each other, the IIT Kanpur team and Dr. Vikram Vardhan, Shashank Vardhan. I would also like to recognize the presence of IIT Madras. The innovation hub of IIT Madras is here. And there's a specific reason why I'm mentioning it. I'll come to it later. You see, we all would like to work with grown-ups, but eventually, in my almost 30 years of diplomatic life, I have realized that grown-ups don't need you. Only startups and people in the mid-range need support of government and institutions and embassies and ambassadors. So we are very happy to work with startups because the grown-ups have their own ecosystem. We may want to work with grown-ups and be photographed with the Bill Gates and the Elon Musk of the world, but they don't have time for you. They don't have time for us. So eventually, whether we like it or not, startups are the ones which are need support, and remarkably, as mentioned by Ambassador Jayant and Dr. Praveer, they are now the greatest job creators, the greatest source of innovation and entrepreneurship. So it makes very good sense to work with startups. I, in my professional life, have some experience in the sense that I may be perhaps one of the very few Indian diplomats who created a blended finance alternate investment fund. It's a 100 million fund for startups created with India and the DFID of UK. And it is a SEBI registered fund which is now supposed to support Indian innovation going abroad. So I worked a lot with DST and the Department of Industrial Development in India in creating the fund. I am not aware of what is happening now to the fund because in our jobs, when you move on, you don't look behind, you just keep on looking ahead. So I'm not fully aware of how the fund is faring, but I worked on that, and that has developed a lot of interest in me to work with startups. I must say that as a bilateral ambassador, I am the greedy type of ambassadors. I was always trying to bring in the bilateral element, whereas Ambassador Jayant is a multilateral ambassador. He is very generous. He is the giving ambassador. I am the taking ambassador. So you will find a difference in what he has said and what I would like to say. So my initial remarks to him was that why are we doing this in Bali and not in Jakarta? Because I would have liked to bring in more Indonesian companies and partners into the startup. But I hope we could have future additions in Jakarta. Jakarta is a very thriving startup, has a very thriving startup ecosystem. Also with lot of connect with India. We have the presence of the Thai, the Indus entrepreneurs. They recently opened a chapter in Jakarta. We work with them. We also have a group of Indian startups. Don't ask me why, but they call themselves the Rockstars. So it's Rockstars is a very active group of startup companies in Jakarta, and they meet regularly. I also host them. They raise issues of financing. They raise issues of market access, and we regularly collaborate with Rockstars. So I am aware that about 40 Indian companies are here. If you want to connect with the Rockstars in Jakarta, I will be very happy to facilitate that. Another area where we have worked, in this case, in partnership with the ASEAN Economic Forum and with Sachin, is that in Jakarta, we are creating what is known as the India Tech Zone. Basically, in an industrial park, we are setting up a permanent exhibition of Indian entrepreneurship and technology. Already, 3 organizations have joined in. So I would invite Indian companies present here to look at the Tech Hub because it is associated with a university. It is associated with an university which works on skill development, and there are more than 4,000 companies in the industrial estate, which is about an hour away from the capital, and they are always in search of technology and always in search of partnership. So I invite members of the ScaleHub to look at the Tech Hub. I believe IIT Madras is also here. They are very much interested in setting up shop in the Tech Hub. We have got a few more companies. Amazon Web Services is interested. We have got Thermax. We are talking to some other companies. And I'm sure once we establish it and start moving, we will find many other Indian companies joining the India Tech Zone. So that is a good platform to showcase Indian entrepreneurship and technology in a semi-permanent to permanent basis. So that is one innovation that the embassy has worked on, and I hope that will take shape. I don't want to steal more time from all of you, but I just want to say that it's really an honor to be here today with my Consul General. We would be staying on if Indian companies want to have one-on-one meetings with us and need any kind of support in the Indonesian ecosystem. We will be very happy to support. Once again, thanks to all the organizers for inviting me. Thank you very much.
Okay, after we recognize all of the teams, all of the people and institutions and governments that help bring this together, which is a massive undertaking, I want to kick off the conference with a big picture view. One of our longtime knowledge partners, Yamada Consulting and Spire, we believe is in this unrivaled position to give us a clear understanding on some of the trends and directions in the marketplace. Looking at challenges, but more specifically looking at some of these critical opportunities we can seize together as brands, as government, as associations, and particularly as channel partners. So ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming to the stage our opening keynote presenter, the Chief Operating Officer of Yamada Spire and Consulting. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Japneet Singh. Japneet.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's a very special feeling to be back at the Gates events. Ashish, Ryan, thank you so much for all of the opportunities that you've given us. I think it's been really over 10 years of journey that we've done. But this particular event is a little bit closer to my heart. His Excellency, you were talking about love at first sight and then courtship between India and ASEAN. So I have a story to tell. About 16 years ago, I went to the Philippines, and I had love at first sight with a colleague of mine. We then moved to Singapore and started up our family. We then scaled up. We now have a son who has scaled up the family for us now. We live in Singapore. My work is about providing market research and consulting solutions around the ASEAN region. So if anybody has any doubts that the partnership between India and ASEAN doesn't work, then I am a living example to prove you wrong. These that exist. Okay, so let's start with just a market overview. Overall, the Southeast Asia market is about the Asia market is a $40 billion market. 10% of that is Southeast Asia, or the ASEAN region, really. It is dwarfed by the larger markets. China, Japan, Korea still take the lead. But having said that, it is a fairly sustainably growing, a fairly healthy growth sort of a market. The market size is about 3 to 4 billion right now, consistently growing at anything between 11 and 12%. Now, what's driving this growth? There is really digital transformation that's taking place, not just with the larger firms. I think a lot of the e-government initiatives have already been done, but amongst the smaller companies, the digitalization is really penetrating into this region. We also have an increase in threats that's come up, and I'll talk a little bit more about that in the subsequent slides. The government initiatives and the government's efforts to build a safe environment has really contributed to the cybersecurity market as well. The government still continues to be one of the largest spending segments in this region when it comes to cybersecurity. Fintech and cryptocurrency is growing. We're doing a lot more with technology. Real money, real amounts of money is now changing hands using technology, and hence that's become a threat as well. So there is a need to safeguard that. And then lastly, of course, the Southeast Asia region is a vibrant region for investments. And actually India is one of the, in the private sector, is also one of the investors that is investing in this region. Okay, so zooming into the countries in ASEAN. So you see Indonesia, slightly slower growth, but a substantially large market, growing at about 12%. Singapore, a smaller market, but also having lower growth, more mature now, is at 11%, close to about $400 million market. And similar-sized markets are Philippines, Thailand, and Malaysia, growing at a similar pace, slightly faster, at about 13%. Vietnam lags behind. It is slightly smaller, but it is a very high-growth market as well. But it is also a market where the government infrastructure isn't as mature just as yet. So that actually presents a whole lot of opportunities for scaling from India into this region and then into Vietnam subsequently. Okay, it is still early stages. When we look at the indicators of this market, a lot of signs tell us that we're not as developed as what's happening, say, in Europe, or what's happening in Japan and China as well. Right? So, for example, if you look at the solutions that cybersecurity providers right now are offering, and what the companies are buying, a lot of this is around local network security, or around protecting data. There is a whole fragmented set that's categorized into others, but cloud security is something that is now going to be a new opportunity for this particular region. The sectors that are right now spending money on cybersecurity are a handful. So banking and finance, and that's critical. Telco is at 12% of the expenditure. And then you've got the federal government and the state governments that do close to about 20% as well. And then the other sectors are relatively smaller still. So it really hasn't gotten down to the smaller, the SMEs, and the manufacturing sector still is rather small. There is room for more sophistication. If we look at the amount of expenditure happening in cybersecurity, divide that by the number of people in that sector, Southeast Asia, ASEAN is still quite behind. And that is largely because the solutions that the companies are procuring are lower value, but also we have a lot of people in this sector. Yeah, so the global average amongst the developed, more mature markets is $50 per person. Asia Pacific is at 19, but this part of the world is only at about $6. So there's a huge room for us to value up in terms of cybersecurity offerings. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the threat. In terms of the volume of cyber attacks all over the world, that numbers started to stable out, actually. It grew till 2021, 2022, but it started to stable out. And this is the global figure. But if you look at Asia Pacific, the share of attacks that are happening in this part of the world has actually grown. It's grown from 25% in 2020 to 34% now. So a lot of the bad elements are now targeting our neck of the woods when it comes to cyber attacks. In all of the other markets, that share is actually depleted. A survey conducted by PwC yielded these numbers. 76%, 75% companies in Malaysia and Philippines are saying that they have experienced some sort of a cyber incident. So everybody's at threat. And you see numbers, very high numbers in other markets as well. Australia was also 72%, Indonesia was 52, Japan was half the companies, Singapore, Hong Kong are similar numbers as well. So these attacks, this threat is real, and it's not just happening to a small group of people. Now, to give you a perspective of how prepared the countries are, there is this index, a global index called the National Cybersecurity Index. It measures the level of preparedness of a country, and it does so on various metrics. So there are strategic metrics like policy development, global contribution in terms of the industry. You've got preventive measures like laws and education that the government is putting out, and responsive metrics, so again, regulatory processes that are there if cyber incidents happen. So Malaysia, Singapore, in this part of the world lead that, but they're in no way global leaders. They rank about 65 percentile amongst all the countries that the index assesses. The rest of Southeast Asia, Japan, actually India's in there as well, ranks at about 60%. So maybe there is an opportunity there for information exchange to happen between Singapore, Malaysia, and India. And then you've got Vietnam, which I mentioned, still an underdeveloped market. That's much, much lower. It's at 30 percentile range. Okay, so what sort of attacks are we seeing? Well, 24% of these are malware kind of attacks. There is 13% people who are info stealers. So people who are stealing your information or your company's information and then selling that on the dark web. You've got crypto miners, you've got mobile hackers. Ransomware that used to be a huge part has diminished to about 7%, and then you've got a general category of about 34%. Now, the companies are saying that they're being harmed in multiple ways. Credentials harvesting, which is basically stealing access to the company's, a user's access to a company's database or to a company's IT system is the largest type of attack that's happening. Data theft is second. Reconnaissance is an interesting one. Reconnaissance is something that's really growing now. It is the bad elements watching software launches and identifying weaknesses. So the moment you install it, they're trying to get access into that system. And then you've got various other types: extortion, data leaks, brand reputation impacted, and so on. Okay, I want to share a couple of trends that we're seeing in this particular field. What really is the bad guy? What really are the bad elements doing? And we're seeing a few things. Cloud attacks still prevail as the number one place that these people want to attack. Now, we saw that a lot of the solutions that are being provided are around local network. So our clouds are at risk. And that is where there's opportunities to offer solutions to a lot of the companies. AI, just like in all the other industries, AI has penetrated this as well with deep fakes, with artificial and digital voices. Really, the cyber criminals have taken this to the next level in terms of the scale. So I don't know if you guys have seen this show on Netflix. I think it was called Jamtara. The Indian folks might know this. It was about fishing. These boys from a small village, they call. So now you don't need the boys. Now AI can do those calls. So the scale of that phishing operation can grow exponentially. It's a real threat. Okay, reconnaissance is another thing that's surging. Again, using AI and automation, the bad elements are able to watch a wide range of product launches, a wide range of software installations to look for weaknesses. Exploitation volumes are rising. So without getting too technical, basically the scale at which the attackers can attack your companies has grown and is growing at a tremendous speed. Okay, this is a dangerous one. SaaS. So on the dark web, there are now companies that are selling your database. So crime as a service really is what's happening. What this means is that the, the activities are going to move away from large, syndicated criminals, and it's going to democratize cybercrime, unfortunately. So the barriers to entry are now going to be very, very low because people are selling your information on the dark web very, very easily. So that means that a lot more of these cyber threats are going to be coming our way. And then the last one, of course, is post-exploitation. I had a personal experience with this. My email got hacked. I didn't realize that my email was hacked for about 3 or 4 months. So the breach happened, and the malware was able to customize my emails so that everybody that I knew and trusted wouldn't be able to send emails. Those emails got automatically deleted. So it's very sophisticated how these criminals are able to cover their tracks. So a cyber attack happens, and then they're able to hide the fact that it's happened as well. So they harvest a lot more and do a lot more harm. Okay, so what's happening in the industry? How is the industry responding? There is progress that's been made. By 2022, about 50% of the companies had taken various steps, and these included things like training of their staff. These included implementing policies. It included appointing a data protection officer, things like buying cyber insurance, having a dedicated committee, and so on. So progress has been made. Now, 2 years in 2024, I think we're seeing a lot better progress. So 90%, above 90% of the IT managers are saying that they've now improved the operational technology side of things. They're able to respond better to breaches and attacks. In the 85 to 88% range, managers are saying that they've increased value and efficiency of the cyber resources, they've invested more, they have the ability to now protect against ransomware, they've been able to design businesses that are more secure, they've improved collaboration, and they're able to detect and prevent some of the threats. And then you've got still high, 80% range of the people that are saying that they are now complying with new regulations. New regulations are coming out around cybersecurity. Vendors are now required to meet certain standards. 82% said they're able to anticipate risk, and 81% they're able to then mitigate and manage that risk as well. So progress has happened, but there is still a gap. We're seeing IT managers and companies talking about how in the last 3 years they've experienced more incidences. 28% have said that they've had some attack that's happened because digitalization has grown. Another 16% have said that their customers are now demanding disclosure about cybersecurity, so they need to invest more into systems and processes. There are challenges in the quality of internal responses. You've got geopolitical threats, and that is scaring some of the IT managers as well. And the breaches really have increased for about 10%. Now, going forward, we're also seeing concerns. What the IT managers are saying is that they are expecting more attacks on emails, on operational technology. You'll see 2 colors there. The dark red ones, the slightly darker red ones, are cloud-related. So there's a lot of expectation about the cloud being under threat, which is really the one that there aren't that many solutions being offered right now. Okay, so these numbers show you where these attacks are expected. So if you're a cybersecurity company and you're going and talking to the enterprises, this is what they're really concerned about. Cloud-based pathways, web applications, and humans. So either insiders or social engineering, which is basically con. The employees get conned. That is the largest concern in Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore. We sort of use those as an example. Some country-specific trends as well. In Indonesia, the software supply chain the people who go in, supply, and connect to the outside world, the software that you're using, that's a concern. Operational technology, out of the office into the factories, is a concern in Indonesia as well. In Malaysia, it's about remote working, it's about mobile devices. That's where the concern is. And the third-party vendors, supply chain, integrating IT with that is a risk. In Singapore, the concern is around, again, some of this is because remote working is so prevalent, is around the endpoint, the desktops and the laptops. That's where they see the risk being. Okay, so where's the money at? About 11 to 13%, depending on the country, of the entire IT budget is right now being spent on cybersecurity. This is in line with what the world, sort of the global standards are as well. But we're going to see those budgets rise. So companies are saying that around 5 to 10%, a majority of the companies are saying 5 to 10% increase in budget is what they're going to see. So that actually presents an opportunity for suppliers in this field as well. And the other thing is there is now an awareness on the damage that can be done. So 60% of all successful cyber attacks in 2023 in this part of the world led to a damage of more than $100,000. So this is it's a serious problem. Okay. The last thing I wanted to talk about is just cybersecurity and the opportunity that it presents for investors in this part of the world. Now, in the last 5 years, not counting this particular year, the cybersecurity sector has seen private investments of about $8 billion come into the region. And close to about 180 M&A deals have happened in this region. Now, incidentally, 147, almost 70% of these deals have been money that's come in from outside into these countries. So it's not the domestic market that's actually doing this. It's really driving the FDIs. Where is that money coming from? Majority of it is in the US. So in the last 5 years, US companies did about 34 deals. Singapore did another 29 deals outside of Singapore. Japan is a huge investor as well. Some large companies are investing here. India is about 9 deals. Hopefully that with more collaboration will grow, but it's up there amongst the top 10 investors. Now, most of these deals have happened in Singapore. Given the regulatory environment, given the ease of the financial sector as well, that's no surprise. About 100 deals have gone there. But then you see Malaysia, Thailand, Vietnam, Philippines also receive some of this investment. I wanted to give you some examples of the deals that have happened. So this is a Japanese company that acquired 49% stake in Net Designs Holding. Net Designs Holding is a Thai company in cybersecurity. GMO Internet is a networking internet, large internet conglomerate in Japan. They've invested $14 million just this year, and Thailand is then going to be their jumping point for the entire region, because Net Design's got offices in this region. A Romanian company has acquired BitShield, which is a cybersecurity company. The idea there is for them to not only get presence, but also expand their product offerings. They've got a set of products in Romania, and then now with this, they extend that. Another Japanese company called TechMatrix. They've acquired a company in Malaysia, very similar idea. It's a networking and cybersecurity company that's now coming in through acquisition to access the ASEAN market. 2023, Armored Defense is an American company. They bought a company in Singapore. This was an outright purchase. Again, the idea here is to access the Southeast Asia or the ASEAN market. And then the last one is SK Inc., a large Korean conglomerate. This was in 2022. They invested a huge amount, $1 billion. into TES in Singapore. It helps them expand their capabilities, bring cybersecurity into their product offerings, and of course, access the whole region as a market. Now, you're seeing these examples. We're having a lot of these conversations in the office as well. So what I wanted to show you on the next slide is really a checklist. If you are a cybersecurity company or a startup scale-up, what are your potential investors looking for? And I've got 8 points there, and I'll go through these very quickly. The first one, of course, is you need to be operating and tapping into the market opportunities. So the market that you're in needs to have those opportunities. It needs to have size. It needs to have a decent amount of growth, which most of the countries here already have. And you need to be able to address a specific need, right? Which is the second point. So the product market mix needs to be there. We spoke about protecting the cloud. We spoke about AI technology coming in. So if you've got products like that, then the investors will like you more. If you are building a business that is around higher ARRs, long-term contracts, renewing contracts, then the investors will like you more. If you've got some sort of a technology that is a differentiator, or if you are investing in R&D as a company already, then the investors are liking that as well. It meets one of their criteria. You've got to be compliant with the local laws here. With the exception of Vietnam, there is a fair amount of mature laws that exist that protect the industry. Personal data protection is a huge part of that. So you've got to be compliant with that. You've got to have your certifications if you want the investors to choose you. A sticky customer base. We spoke about the segments. We spoke about banking, government, some amount of travel. It hasn't penetrated into the SMEs just as yet, but having models that cater to those and being able to scale into the smaller size companies, the investors would like that. Now, talent is a huge problem in Southeast Asia when it comes to cybersecurity. I didn't have the data today, but one of the largest reasons why the industry cannot grow further in Southeast Asia is because there is a lack of good talent. So if you've got a story around talent, the investors would like that. Channels and partnerships, having a good access to the market, that is something that if you can tell that story, then of course the investors would like that. And then lastly, if you've got a scalability model. If you're already in a couple of markets, the big deals that I showed you, all of those were multi-country. I mean, they acquired a company, but that company had offices in at least 2 or 3 markets in this region. So if you've got that story, no matter how small, the investors would like that. Okay, so that's really my spiel. Thank you so much. I'm happy to talk to you some more. I'll be around.
I did not know your life story was the personal embodiment of the ASEAN-India ScaleHub, and I'm glad to hear it's working out well for you.
It is working out very well.
Keep growing above and beyond.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Japneet. As usual, he covers a lot of ground in his presentation. So all of you will have access to a version of this presentation. It'll be available for download through the Connect app after the event. So we'll wrap this up in PDF format and make this available for you to dig a little bit deeper in some of the content and data he presents. So thank you once again to Japneet. At this point, we're going to switch gears and start the Smart Pitch session. Before I explain that, I want to make sure our first round of presenters are in position to take the stage. So C1 Global, Foxit, Aquabeta, Infrayon, Lumbagnunkel, and Puffer. All of you, if I called your name, if you would see Wendy over here with her hand up to make sure you're in the appropriate order with a microphone in hand when I call your name. All channel partners in the room, you were given a voting device as you entered. Keep it close at hand because you're going to be hearing from a number of these vendors, a number of the scale-ups. All of them are deserving of special recognition. All of them have great innovations and technology and products. But this session We want to keep it at a swift clip. We want to gamify it a bit. We want to keep them honest. We want to keep them direct. So what we're doing is we're trying to capture a little bit of the spirit of the technology startup. And for all of these brands, we give them exactly 90 seconds to make their best elevator pitch here on the stage. For 80 seconds, they have the floor and silence. They can use it however they want. They can make a pitch. They can do a demo. They can have a conversation. At 81 seconds, you'll start to hear tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. It gets progressively louder until 90 seconds. Then you hear a gong. We cut the microphone, and they immediately exit the stage. We found this is the only way to keep technology enthusiasts on track. These people love their products, they love their companies, they love their innovations. So we give them exactly a 90-second elevator pitch. And for you in the audience, for the channel partners, this is the best way in a really rapid-fire session to see some of the best and brightest here in the exhibition area. So we're going to have a session where there will be 3 categories. And at the end of each category with your voting device, we're going to ask you to select the best of the best. And we're going to recognize with an award the best innovation, the best game changer, and the most future-forward exhibitor here at Gates. So it's a 90-second pitch, 3 awards, and the choice is yours at hand. So the first category is innovation, however you define that. These are products or technologies that are perhaps a leap forward. Perhaps it's something you see for the very first time here at the event. However you define innovation, please keep that in mind as you're evaluating these products and as you think about who you want to recognize with that award. Okay, it is a difficult task at hand, and it's never easy to be the first up, but someone's got to do it. I want to welcome to the stage our first presenter at Smart Pitch. This is C1 Global. Welcome. Okay, no. No applause because he hasn't won anything yet. So you heard how it's operating. I will say now. That is the mark of 90-second countdown. It begins. At 80 seconds, you'll start to hear tick-tock, tick-tock. Get that last word in by 89 and a half seconds.
Sure.
You got it?
I'll try my best, yes.
You'll try your best. All right. You have 90 seconds, and it begins right now.
Very good afternoon. My name is Rishabh, and I'm from C1 Global. At C1, we are very proud to be one of the leading provider of e-procurement solutions, which is empowering more than 2,000 customers across multiple industry, and we are in this industry for past 25 years. We completely provide P2P suite, which includes indent management, RFX, auction management, contract management, as well as the vendor management, etc. And all these modules are powered by powerful AI automation. At C1, we believe procurement is just not a function. It's the engine that drives value and efficiency in an organization. And that's the reason why big government entities like Bahrain government, Oman government, multiple big enterprises like Xiaomi, Huhtamaki, and multiple other SMEs, they are relying on over C1's product, which is fast, efficient, and intelligent. Our product can easily be integrated with any kind of third-party tools. That could be any kind of ERP, CRM, financial tools, accounting tools, any kind of payment gateways. That could be SAP, that could be Oracle. That makes the adoption very easy for the customers. Apart from this, for the partners, I would like to add, we believe in adding value to our partners. And that's the reason why we just don't provide a product to them. We also help them to build a long-term revenue growth. Let's connect, collaborate, and transform this procurement industry together. Thank you.
You hit your mark exactly.
Yes.
I'm guessing you practiced that a few times.
Yeah, a little bit, I guess.
All right, job well done. It's a strong start. Thank you very much. Our next presenter in the innovation category, I want to welcome to the stage Foxit. Welcome. Do you know who presented on behalf of Foxit last year?
Oh, no, it was not me.
It was Nancy.
Yes, it was Nancy.
And
we are the winner last year.
And you know Nancy won the award, right? And do you know who presented on behalf of Foxit at the Gates India event?
I know, Vandita.
Vandita.
Yes.
And do you know she won an award?
I know.
Let's turn up the pressure a little bit more on you.
I know. You know, we always share the success.
Let's see if you can make it 3.
Thank you.
You've got 90
you.
seconds, and
Okay.
it begins right now.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. It's my honor to be here and presenting to our best partners here. So let me ask you a question. When is the last time you sold your vendor's products and has the feelings of, wow, that was so easy to sell? And in Foxit, we are engineering that wow moment in every deal, and that is why Foxit is your best choice for both of you and your partners. Foxy AI-powered PDF solution sells themselves directly. So every business needs PDF. The current PDF business size is about 2 billion, and in 10 years, it will be up to 6 billion. And in this market, Foxy is always the best alternative to Adobe. Partner profit is always Fox's first priority. With deal registration, you can get up to 30% off for every of your deal, and Fox's recurring subscription products can make sure you have the revenue comes to you every year. Foxy has the partner first NDA on our heart. So our product line is shaped and designed by the comments and feedbacks of partners, and each partner they can have their dedicated channel manager, not just the call center. And we don't have indirect sales team that competing to you. So here's the challenge for me. Please give me one of your PDF pipeline, and let's make it your easy success.
That's the
so
final
that's.
word. Thank you. Great presentation. If you can give this back, I shake your hand. I think inside of Foxit there must be a training academy for proper, effective communication. Great presentation.
That is all in our heart.
It's all in your
in our
heart.
mind.
And a little bit of practice too. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I was just told we are going to temporarily jump forward because we have a presenter who's arriving a little bit late. So the next presentation in the innovation category is InfraOn, powered by Everest IMS. Welcome.
Thank you.
All right, you've seen two presentations in front of you. You know how it works?
Yeah, I've never done this before, but I'll give it my shot.
How many seconds do you get?
90?
90?
Yeah.
Not 1 second more. Are you ready?
Sure. Okay.
All right, it begins right now.
Thank you. I want you to picture an enterprise which struggles to get complete visibility of its IT infrastructure. I've seen IT managers spend hours getting visibility, troubleshooting, not going home, struggling in the data center because they really don't know what's going on in their network. We've also seen IT managers use multiple products to cater to different parts of their infrastructure and then struggle with them because there is no interoperability. So think about a platform that can give you complete visibility and observability of your entire network, whatever the device that it may be, a network device, a data center device, a router, something out in the campus, or even a CCTV, or a telco device like an IoT framework. Think of that platform which gives you a single pane of glass to manage all your devices, a single source of truth, because you know that it's that same platform which keeps the data safe, secure, and gives you control over your enterprise. Just think about those IT managers and, of course, the CIOs and the CTOs who will go back home and also in confidence that if something goes wrong, there's a platform taking care of them. That's InfraOn, Everest IMS. We're headquartered in Bangalore and one of the fastest growing startups. Thank you.
Thank you. I must say I'm impressed. We're getting off to a really strong start here at Smart Pitch. The bar is set high. Up next, I want to welcome to the stage in the innovation category, Langog Mongkol. Welcome. Like the others, you have 90 seconds to make your most convincing pitch that you are deserving of recognition as a great innovation here at the event. Are you ready? Yes. Are you sure? It's a little bit too late to walk away, so you have to say yes, okay?
Yeah, I have to.
All right, you'll do great. I have confidence. Your 90 seconds begins right now.
Okay, have you ever got data or special data that you know you have the data, but you don't know the conclusion of the data, how to read it and what what to decide from that data. So that's exactly what Lumbung Muncul, our startup from Indonesia, from Yogyakarta, that we provide for as our solutions. That we provide the decision support system as you got the data, and especially the special data, which specialize in agriculture and forestry. That we help industries to decide better with data. Thank you.
Thank you. And good presentation, but no extra points because you finished under time. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay.
And of course, you are in the exhibition area for the next 2 days, and you
Yes.
welcome the opportunity to meet any partners who'd like to
Yeah,
learn
we
more.
are open for any collaborations with you guys, where we can support you with our technology and our team, or even whether you have projects in Indonesia maybe, then we can also help you to make better decision with our solutions. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. Great presentation. Our next presenter in the innovation category is Puffer. If you'll join us up here on the stage in front of the bright lights, the big screen, the crowd of 400 people. Turn up the pressure a little bit more. Are you ready for us?
Yes, of course.
You have 90 seconds and it begins right now.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Can you imagine a water treatment for small and medium enterprise in just 1 square meter? We have a big problem because the existing technology right now, you can see on my screen, there is a big difference space that we need on our technology if we compare with our technology. My name is Septian from Indonesia. I'm from Puffer. Puffer is a smart portable wastewater treatment facility that empower industry to treat the wastewater treatment, to recycle and reuse, so they can cut down the water bill up to 50% every month. We are building this technology, not just helping the industry, but also helping government to meet the regulation. I'm standing here to invite all of you, if you have concern and pay attention about water issue, let's talk more detail about our technology in my booth. See you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good technology, good business for a better life. Thank you, Puffer. I understand we can step back. We have a presenter who we've brought in just in the nick of time. Are you ready for us?
Sure.
Okay. You add a little bit of extra drama because we don't think you're going to be here, and then suddenly at the end you turn up. No, don't be sorry. It's all about the show, right? You have 90 seconds,
Okay.
and it begins right now.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Indri from Akubeta. We are a blue biotech company on a mission to revolutionize shrimp farming in Indonesia. In Indonesia, 80% of shrimp farmers are actually smallholder farmers, and they consistently face 2 main problems, which is uncertain yields due to environmental problems because of chemical products and solutions, and also because of diseases that sometimes you cannot predict beforehand. In Akubeta, we offer a nature-based solution, which is organic probiotic products. Combined with farmer mentorship and sustainable pond management, so far we have helped 300 smallholder farmers across 20 regions in Indonesia, and we are every day keep increasing our partnerships with these smallholder farmers as well. So what we do is we help them harvest the yields, reduce the chemical waste, and also boost their income. With a proven TRL9 technology and a scalable farmer assistance model, we are not just improving productivity, but we are also regenerating ecosystems, and we are also transforming livelihoods for these smallholder farmers. We are now inviting partners to join us as we scale. Whether you're in agri-tech, ESG investment, or the aquaculture supply chain, we can talk further in our booth. It's in B11, and we can create some impact together for people, pond, and planet. Thank you.
Thank you. Just in time. Just in time with your presentation and just in time to make the category. All right. That was the final presentation in Smart Pitch Innovation. Channel partners, take your voting device out, check your pocket, check your purse. This is the opportunity for you to sound off, to tell us which of these 6 presentations, these are 6 technologies you found most compelling. All of them, of course, deserve recognition. All of them are ready and willing to engage in conversations, but we only make 1 trophy per category, so we're going to ask you to choose the winner. Before I do that, I just want to queue up the next round, make sure everyone makes their way in the corner here. That's BPE, Beehive Drones, Kappa Juma, Meta Compliance, On Journey, Survey Sensum, and TigTag. If I mention your company name, make your way over here so Wendy puts you in the queue. This is an award that comes not from Gates, but because you as channel partners, you're voting. I want to bring forward a distinguished member of the channel community to give that award on behalf of all of us here. So for the innovation category, I want to welcome back a good friend of the event, Pak Yundi from Rialta here in Indonesia. Yundi, if you would join us on stage to do this award, Best Innovation at Smart Pitch. No applause for Yundi, he's not winning anything. Just join me on stage to stand shoulder to shoulder with the winner, if you would, please. Thank you. Okay, you see in front of you a list of the last 6 presentations. In just a moment, we're going to give you 20 seconds to make that selection. The voting device is 1 step, very simple to use. During that 20 seconds, you simply press the number of the company that you want to recognize as the most innovative. After 20 seconds, we sweep the room, collect, aggregate, and display live and in real time the results. I learn at the same time as you do who the winner of this category is. I see you've got your device in your hand.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you, no, not yet, too early. I'm going to give you and all other channel partners in the room a chance to make that choice. Vote now. You have 20 seconds. Press 1 for C1 Global, 2 for Foxit, 3 for Aquabeta, 4 for Infraon, 5 for Lungbong Mungko, and 6 for Puffer, the best innovation here at Smart Pitch. What do you think? Well, we're going to find out right now. The winner is, congratulations to Infraon. If you'll join us on stage to collect that award. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you. It's a strong start. Okay, I'm going to ask you to stand here on the yellow, if you would please. And I'm also going to ask you to look All right, one more time, congratulations to you. It's the start of what I hope will be a very successful event for you and the team. Indeed, thanks so much. Okay, we're going to do it all over again, but a new category, game changer. However you define that. This is one that potentially flips the script, that rewrites the rules of the game, so to speak. Keep that criteria in mind as you're making the evaluation and selection. The first up in this category, I want to welcome to the stage BPE. I understand you have a few slides, so I'm going to give you the device. Do you have a microphone?
Yeah.
Like me, you're ready.
Hello.
You know, the headset is generally used for singers. Are you presenting or singing?
I'm presenting.
Okay, okay. I'm not singing either, don't worry. Karaoke at the gala dinner perhaps, but not now. All right, you know how it works? You've got... You ready? Check on the PowerPoint, check on the audio, check on the audience. You're still there?
Yes.
All right, here we go. Your 90 seconds begins right now.
Good afternoon, everyone. All of us are partners who are into digital transformation, data centers, smart cities, AI, and more. But all of these require reliable and uninterrupted power. But have you ever thought of converting power into business? Well, that's what we do here at BPE. Best Power Equipment is a made-in-India power infra solutions producer, which with a legacy of 25 years and a footprint expanding across 15+ countries.
So we all know the 4 P's of a successful business: product, price, and promotion. But I'm going to share with you the real game changer by adding 3 more P's: power, profit, and prospects. At BPE, we provide you the power for you to earn profit and gain more prospects. So, about our credentials, BPE is powering more than 10,000 retail outlets such as McDonald's, Starbucks, Domino's, prestigious Singapore Airlines, and even the Presidential Palace of Indonesia. So by partnering with us, you widen your customer profile. So is it not a game changer? So anyone here having an iPhone 16, you must know that the manufacturing was powered by BPE. So thank you, visit our stall and partner with us. Let's power everything.
Thank you. Let me see if I remember. So it's product, profit,
power,
position,
profit, and prospects.
Okay. And we add a new one, partnership. That's why you're here.
And partners. When you
All right.
partner with us, you get the 3 Ps. Thank you.
Thank you. If you can bring back my remote wireless, yeah, that's right. Thank you. You can run the show if you'd like. Just sit back. Our next presenter in the innovation category, I want to welcome to the stage Beehive Drones. Welcome. So, welcome back.
It's me again.
Okay. So you really have to go back to your team and you get some extra credit, you deserve a bonus, you deserve something because you're presenting twice, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I would like to have double bonus.
And I have to mention that there is a regulation in the hotel and a regulation in Bali that we can't actually fly the drones around the room. That would be a powerful presentation, but we told you no. I'm sorry. So otherwise, you have 90 seconds. You can do whatever you want with it, and it begins right now.
Okay, what is in your mind when you once heard drones? Is it like for wedding or cinematic videos? It's not only that. What about drone for pollination, drone for cleaning the ceilings, or drones for monitoring the pollution in the ships, or even drones with takeoff and landing from water? That's what exactly Beehive Drones, that we redefine the drones technology to help various solutions for various industries. So that's Beehive Drones, that we are providing drone services, also drone R&D, which we also have the manufacture with the ISO 9000 standards. And actually, the connection with the earlier company that I just presented before, Beehive Drones is the sister company of Lumbung Muncul, where in our business process, Beehive Drones actually take the data acquisition with our drones with high resolution and good quality. And then the second process that Lumbung Muncul doing with the data analytics. So actually, that's how our business process is. That's why I present both of them. I think if you need more information or more, if you have questions, you can just come and maybe we can grab some coffee. Thank you.
Okay, I have to ask, how many more times are they asking you to present?
I think this is the final,
Okay,
hopefully.
if you need help, you come and talk to me, okay?
Okay, thank you for your
That was a
offer.
great job, and you're getting really good at this. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Our next presenter in the Game Changer category, I want to welcome to the stage Kapajuma. Like all the others, just 90 seconds. I understand you have a few slides. Okay, you'll see the slides in front of you and simply press the green button to move forward.
Thank you.
Okay?
Okay.
So you have a microphone, you have a wireless presenter, you have
Yes,
90 seconds.
And a shield.
And a shield. No shield. We're all in battle together.
Okay.
Your 90 seconds begins right now.
Hello, my name is Bayu. I'm from Kapajuma, a mobile app and venture studio from Bali. So Kapajuma is a community super app based on ride-hailing, SME services, and local digital economy. We built our own business units, owned together with the community, and funded through micro-equity. So Kapajuma is not an ordinary apps. It's a community-first business enabler. So our business operates with a low burn rate. Instead of spending heavily on ads, we scale through trust, culture, and strong local engagement. We are creating a different kind of future where the platform is owned by the people who power it. That is Kapajuma.
Thank you. So I think it's a great example. We talked about the ASEAN-India scale-up. We bring brands from across the region, far and wide, but we don't have to look very far to find innovation. Look right here in the island of Bali.
From Bali to the world.
From Bali to the world.
Yeah.
Thank you for
empowering
representing.
community. Yes.
There we go. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Up next in the game changer category is meta compliance. Is this for dramatic effect? No.
I am injured.
Yeah, I know. I will go easy on you, but I can't give you any extra time.
Sure.
Okay, but we know each other many years, right? And I have confidence you'll do this well.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready? You want to play the video now?
Okay. Something is wrong.
You have sound?
No. With the
Tell me.
video.
Okay.
Stop the video.
Let's stop and back up. Let's stop and back up.
Okay, there should be a video was running on.
Okay. All right. So all of that is being run from the control desk at the back. If you can give me a thumbs up when you're ready with the meta compliance video. Okay? Let's try one more time. Your 90 seconds begins right now.
आज के डिजिटल युग में जहां लगभग हर कोई स्मार्टफोन या डिवाइस का उपयोग करता है, फिशिंग हमलों और ऑनलाइन घोटालों का जोखिम सार्वभौमिक है. Keamanan cyber bukan lagi keterampilan elit ini adalah kebutuhan untuk semua. Memberikan pelatihan dalam bahasa asli sangat penting untuk mendobrak hambatan dan memastikan bahwa konsep penting jelas, dapat dihubungkan, dan dapat ditindaklanjuti. 当人们用自己的语言学习时，他们会更快地掌握网络钓鱼、电子邮件或欺诈连结等威胁的细微差别，从而建立安全家与数字世界的信心。En privilégiant une sensibilisation à la cybersécurité inclusive, engageante et culturellement pertinente, nous donnons aux communautés diversifiées les moyens de se protéger et de protéger leurs données. Mari committed untuk menjadikan latihan keselamatan cyberbully diakses, difahami dan berkesan untuk semua orang. Di mana-mana sahaja, mewujudkan masa depan dalam talian yang lebih selamat bersama-sama.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am sure you were scrambling to read the top. You didn't know what I was actually saying. All right. What I'm trying to say is cyber security, cyber attacks, and cyber crimes do not discriminate. The problem is we need to make sure that native language is included.
You can take that. I say terima kasih.
Terima kasih.
Shukran. Merci beaucoup. Sure. What else? All right, great presentation. Thank you so much. Our next presenter in the Game Changer category is On Journey. You have 2 slides, I understand. Okay, simply press the green button to move forward.
Okay.
And you're presenting in which language?
English.
All of them?
Yeah, I tried.
You have 90 seconds, and it begins right now.
Okay, On Journey is a software as a service that help and support the local tourism SMEs, like a travel agent, guide, and driver. And because they're excluded from the scheme of business that tourism industry are experiencing right now. So the mainstream SIM is from tourists to ride-hailing or tourists from OTA, but they're closing all the actors in all the tourism industry. We are shaping this industry and make them can access all the actor of the tourism industry. So we are generating all the data for the transaction and their activity in our platform and ecosystem, and make them as a training data set for our AI, and make them as a recommendation system, and make them as an insight for the SMEs that connect and use our product. And even we are supporting the sustainability and ecosystem by creating the carbon footprint and carbon offset. Okay, thank you. All is about my presentation.
Thank you. Give me back the wireless clicker and the microphone you can give to Wendy there.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. On Journeys continues the journey here at the event over the next 2 days. Welcomes the opportunity to meet. Survey Sensum AI is our next presenter. You have 90 seconds. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you.
You've seen how this works. Do you have any questions?
No.
How many seconds do you get?
It's 90.
Exactly
90 seconds.
90.
Yeah.
You got it.
A bit nervous, to be honest.
And it begins right now.
Okay. I love all your brands, but remember, to be succeed, you have to sell all your brands, right? But you know, the biggest reason why brands are losing their customers, they forgot to listen to their customer real time. They have to listen what is the feedback from the customers. They have to have a product or tools to listen what is their experience towards your brand. My name is Vika, I'm from Survey Sensum, and we are exactly here to fix that problem. Our platform, we do the capture from the customer feedback from WhatsApp, SMS, QR, in-app, and we turn that into an insight and feedback. And also we capture the data from the social media, from a Google review, and turn it into insight, so you can understand what your customer said about you. We also use Sense AI to let your team to ask a question in plain language and give you decision-ready answer. No more data noise. And we are here, now we have almost 500 companies with us. We are helping them, and across the globe, we move from feedback to action, fast, AI power, and deeply human. Thank you.
That's the last word. Well done. Thank you very much. Our final presenter in the Game Changer category is TicTag. If you'll join us up here on the stage. Big question, did we save the best for last in the category? We're about to find out, hopefully.
Hi.
Okay, are you ready for us?
Yeah.
You have 90 seconds.
Okay. Very grateful to be here.
No, not yet, not yet. I have to say go.
Sorry?
I have to say go.
Oh.
Okay. You have exactly 90 seconds, okay? Are you ready? Okay. I'm just playing with you, I'm sorry. You have 90 seconds and it begins right now.
Very grateful to be here. We are TicTag. I'm Raja. So at TicTag, we begin every project by fulfilling what our client truly craving for. Back at 2019, we built the first and only mobile platform for data collection and data annotation. Our main focus is to gather clean and well-structured data, and also providing an end-to-end AI solution using computer vision. We're not here to just build an app or another hype. We are here to set a new standard for AI service industry. Because knowing or understanding about AI is one thing, but the most important thing at TicTag is know how to craft the right prompt and set a volume or total number of data you need to train. Just like cooking. Too much ingredient, the flavor will be bland. The flavor will be overwhelmed. Too little, the flavor will be bland. In TikTok, we are not finding the balance. We build the balance. If you just heard about us today, no worry, because you still have a chance to meet the game change.
All right, that's the last word. Well done. Thank you. Move this way. That was the final presentation in the Game Changer category. Channel partners, take out your voting devices if they're not already in your hands, because in just a moment, we're going to bring back a list of the last 7 companies you heard from, and we're going to ask you to select the one that is most deserving of the award. Before we do that, I just want to queue up the next and final round. This is the Future Forward category. Quira, Dream Aerospace, Next Era, Q Gates, Shabari, Simdas, and Woodbury. If you heard your brand name, please move to this corner of the room to make yourselves ready when we call your name. Before we do the vote, like before, I want to bring forward a distinguished member of the channel community to give this award on behalf of all of us. So if I can ask from Graha Karya Informasi here in Indonesia, Pak Markius, if you would join me up on the stage. Thank you. Channel partners, you are going to look at this list of 7 companies. For me, standing up here listening to everyone, it's a tough choice. But we only have 1 trophy, so we're going to ask you to select the best of the best. Thank you so much. Oh, you forgot your device. That's okay. That's okay. You give the award. You give the award. That's okay. All right. You have 20 seconds. Channel partners, vote now. Press 1 for BPE, 2 for Beehive Drone, 3 for Kappa Juma, 4 for Meta Compliance, 5 for On Journey, 6 for Survey Sensum, and 7 for TicTag. This is the Game Changer category. 4 seconds remaining. What do you think? What do you think? Let's see.
Get clean the ceiling.
And the winner is? Wow. By a thin margin, congratulations to Meta Compliance. I'm sorry to make you come back up, but you deserve it. Okay, I'm going to ask you to stand right here, if you would. Next to him, hold the award, and look for the photo, if you would. Thank you so much. And I say to you, congratulations, félicitations. What else can we do? Andre, congratulations. Okay, we're going to do this one final time. The final category is Future Forward. You're going to see 7 of our exhibitors step forward to make their most convincing pitch. However you define Future Forward, it is perhaps the next big thing. It is a glimpse into the future of the hope, the potential, the promise of technology and solutions. Future Forward is our category, and our first presenter is Quira. If you would join us on stage.
Check, check.
Check, check.
Hi, Ryan. How are you doing?
I'm good.
If I request you to dance with me, will you do that?
Oh my gosh, I'm scared. No, no, no. If I dance with you, there's no way you win the award. I guarantee you that.
Let's see that. We'll see that.
All right. So you have 1 slide, and you also have some music in the background, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So we're ready. I will do the slide. We cue up the music. Your 90 seconds begins right now.
So as soon as I landed in Bali, I started feeling very creative. So what I did is just made some music. Let's play that music.
Dunia kini satu pentas, Quira hebat. Dia cairan
Pairing kau iba pandai jing Teknologi canggih kolaborasi mudah Koira pilihan kita Koira.
All right. So would you believe? Okay, so would you believe this 20-second music piece is completely produced using AI? The voice, composition, the production, everything is done by the proprietary tools that we are developing at Koira. At Koira, we are developing a full stack music creation experience to take your ideas to a masterpiece. We are partnering with companies all over the world to take this technology to all the people, because now this is the real game changer. This gives a power to all of you, whether you know an instrument or not, whether you have learned any music or not. You just with a simple text prompt, you can now start creating music for yourself. We have customers who are 8-year-old, 2 customers who are 70 years old. And if I win this pitch, I'm going to provide a free demo to all the channel partners. Thank you so much.
Okay, so you have everything there. You have music, you have the power of persuasion, and did you hear there was a little bit of a bribe at the end?
Yeah.
All right, so you got the baksheesh too. That's very good.
Thank you so much.
Great presentation. Our next presenter in the category of Future Forward is Dream Aerospace. Any music? No. Any bribes? No. All right, you're good to go. You have 90 seconds. Microphone working?
Hello.
Yeah. And your 90 seconds begins right now.
So good afternoon to one and all present here. Namaste. So I am Hari Krishnan from Dream Aerospace.
Green button to move forward.
Have you ever wondered waking up in a good morning and getting a news that almost all the satellites which are surrounding the Earth have suddenly disappeared? Bit strange question, right? We actually don't even get the signal because the entire TV industry, the cashless transactions, many things is associated with satellite. And now coming to a satellite, a propulsion system is very major role. If it fails, then it is just going to be a piece of junk which is revolving the Earth. Thousands of hundreds of crores is going to get wasted. So the problem we have identified is these are very toxic and carcinogenic propellants and need upgradation because developed decades ago. So we here bring our indigenous, completely Indian developed CubeSat propulsion system. This can be used for CubeSats and heavy sats of 1000 kg as well, which is coming up with our Atom engine, which is a 1 Newton to 100 Newton class thruster, and that can be customizable depending on the requirement of the propulsion need. And this can be used for in-space propulsion requirement and also interplanetary mission requirement. So I'm happy to share my module with you. Will be available in the guest rooms and there, so you can meet me for all the channel partners who are interested to collaborate and take it forward in the ASEAN space as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Exactly on time. And you managed a lot of words in that 90 seconds. Great presentation. Next Era Health is our next presenter in the Future Forward category. Welcome.
I'm not going to take your time.
What's that?
I'm not going to take a lot of time.
You're not going to take a lot of time?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I don't give you extra time if you move even faster, you know. Everybody gets 90 seconds, and yours begins right now.
Hi everyone, my name is Himanshu Rajpurohit. I am a 19-year-old kid hailing from India. You might have seen me on Shark Tank. We were the season openers for Shark Tank this time. I started my journey of entrepreneurship when I was 12 years old. In this 8 years of journey, I have sold 2 companies, failed in 1. But after selling my last company, I was traveling across the world, meeting a lot of people. And mental health care being my personal passion, I went to a student hostel once and asked the person, what all have you done for your students' mental health? He said, we have springs on our fans and railing on our windows. And that really made me question the existential belief of healthcare. Like today, we live in a developed economy talking about accessibility, affordability, and efficiency of healthcare. But the reality is far-sighted from that. And hence, I decided to launch Nexera. Nexera is an end-to-end healthcare concierge for corporates, giving end-to-end healthcare services to companies across the world. Started off with preventive care, eventually expanded into other categories as well. Today, we are glad to announce that we are one of the first AI products we have developed that can diagnose, cure, and prevent any kind of neurological and mental health care conditions. In fact, we are on track to become one of the first companies to get an FDA approval for that as well. We, as a company, very strongly believe that some people are so poor that they don't have anything except money. So for us, the strong belief is about creating an impact and actually making healthcare more efficient for everyone. Like there are 150 women that works with us. Most of them are the therapists who were unemployed, got married, left the job. Today they are able to buy clothes from their own money, and I feel that's the most important impact we are trying to create. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Great presentation. I have to ask, what for you personally is more intimidating, Shark Tank India or the Shark Tank here at Gates?
The sharks are more successful here, so for sure.
Yeah. These distributors, they're tough, I can tell you for sure. Thank you very much. That was Next Era Health. Up next is Q Gates in the Future Forward category. You have one slide.
Yep.
I'll give you this. Just simply press the green button to move forward. Okay, so you've got 90 seconds, and it begins right now.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. What if I told you your business card is the most underperforming thing you own? It can't talk, it can't track, it can't sell. But what if your card could evolve? Meet QuickieNet. It's your digital identity, but supercharged. So what can it do? It can track your profile, you can create your projects, share your project, schedule meetings, send reminders, make payments, accept payments. Also, it tracks your AMCs. It also gives you nudges of your daily reminders so that you don't miss on anything. It also integrates with your CRM, ERP, contacts, emails, so that you have everything under one dashboard and one portfolio. Well, papers get fade, contacts get lost, but opportunities, they don't wait. So here's QuickieNet. It remembers, it connects, and it works for you round the clock. Hello everybody, this is Ritu Advani from QGates Technologies. We are a deep tech robotics and quantum AI solution company. What we promise is if you have a pain point, we are committed to solving it. Thank you. Namaste. Ritu Advani from QGates Technologies. Thank you.
Don't walk away with my clicker here.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And you can give me the card too if you know.
I tap to connect. I don't share.
You don't share?
Tap to connect. Thank
Tap
you.
to connect. Thank you. Up next in the Future Forward category is Shabari AI.
Shabri.ai. Yeah. So it's wonderful to present about Shabri.ai in Bali. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry.
I
thought I'll take some extra seconds
no,
from you.
no, it's not allowed. Not allowed. Okay? You're at the end. You've seen how this works, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, no stealing extra time. Everybody
I'll
gets
be good.
exactly the same platform. I recognize you're super enthusiastic about your product. But just 90 seconds, and it begins right now.
Hi, I'm Samrat from Shabri.ai, and it's wonderful to talk about Shabri.ai in Bali because there's a cultural significance. Shabri.ai gets its name from goddess Shabri, who used to check fruits and offer to Lord Ram. So in today's day and age, there's a huge issue of a lot of chemicals and pesticides being added in fruits and various foods, which are actually resulting in a lot of harmful disease like cancer. So Shabri.ai uses its 5 AI powers to assess purity and quality of fruits. So we have this carbide detector, so one can assess whether the fruit has been ripened using carbide or it has ripened naturally. We have pesticide detector, then about quality of fruit, sweetness as well as maturity detector, as well as GI tag authenticator. So these are the 5 AI powers which Shabri.ai brings to the table. And we are working with around 2,000 farmers in India and 50 plus retail outlets as well as quick commerce company. And our products are reaching to around 50,000 consumers in India. So we are building a future of a healthy tomorrow where our children, where the generations that are coming get healthy fruits, healthy food to eat. And we are looking for partners who come and join us in this mission, in this journey. Thank you.
Thank you. See, you were right on time. You didn't need the extra time in the beginning. Thank you. Great presentation. Thank you very much. Up next in the Future Forward category, I want to welcome to the stage Simdas. I understand you have 4 slides, so I will give you this green button to move forward, and you have to do that all in 90 seconds, and that begins right now.
Okay. So our Ambassador Jayant, he gave some very rosy, beautiful numbers. I will start with a very disturbing number. In India, every year we have 150,000 deaths on the road due to road accidents. And there are many more injuries. Can we solve this problem? Yes, we can solve this problem by making our vehicles smarter. The moment we say smarter vehicles, the autonomous vehicles or the ADAS functions, they fail in India kind of scenario of the traffic. They also fail in the traffic scenarios which are in the ASEAN countries. Is there any solution for that? Yes. The solution is we have created a simulation platform, and in that simulation platform, we create large number of traffic scenarios as per the local traffic condition. So the autonomous vehicle algorithm, the ADAS algorithm is trained in these scenarios. We not only do this for the case of the autonomous vehicles, rather our simulation platform with little tweaking, which is based on deep tech, can be used for other sectors also. For example, we have demonstrated that we can create a smart sprayer for the orchards. We have already developed it. It is going to market. We are also developing an autonomous system for docking of the aircraft. So please come and meet me. Let's discuss business together. Thank you.
Thank you. I don't need the microphone, but I will take that back from you. Great presentation. Thank you very much. And final presenter in the Future Forward category, and also the final presenter as part of Smart Pitch, just to increase the pressure a little bit more, saving maybe the best for last.
Definitely.
You have 5 slides. Simply press the green button. You'll see them in front of you here. Okay? You've got 90 seconds, and it begins right now.
Well, we have been hearing about AI, we heard about technology, so I'm going to bring in something which is very basic, food, and that's what we are basically working on. I'm so sure that almost all of you over here have either taken vitamin D supplements or someone in your family had taken a shot of vitamin D. Vitamin D is actually, you can just go out to the sun and have your dose of vitamin D, but because of the current lifestyle, we hardly go out. And that's how almost 90% of Indian as well as almost 80% of world population is suffering from vitamin D deficiency. And what we do is we basically bring in traditional knowledge and blend it with science and innovation. So what we have done is we have patented a process where we can enhance vitamin D in a very basic food, mushrooms. And that's what we grow with our farmers. We are associated with almost more than 1,000 farmers back home in India. And we provide them the technology, and we do a procurement, and we convert this vitamin D enhanced mushrooms into superfoods and the products like this. We're just taking 1 or 2 cookies of this will be giving you the daily requirement as per the WHO guidelines. We have a range of mushrooms which you can take directly, or through the superfoods which we have provided can be a natural supplement for your vitamin D. One of the major problem is that vitamin D will have to either get it from synthetic supplements. What we do is bring in something natural. Thank you.
Thank you. So if they want to see, if they want to hear, and maybe taste some more, they can see you in the exhibition area.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
All right, that was a few extra slides. That was our final presentation. One last time, channel partners, take out your voting devices. We're going to ask you in just a moment to select the best of the best in the Future Forward category. Like before, I asked a distinguished member of our community in the room to step forward and give the award on behalf of all of us. So I'd like to welcome to the stage Professor Braj Bunshan from IIT Kanpur. Professor, if you would join us, thank you so much for doing the honor. So, like the others, we have 7 companies that we heard from, but only 1 award. And in just 20 seconds, we're going to find out the winner, who we hand the trophy to. Channel partners, make your selection right now. Press 1 for Quira, 2 for Dream Aerospace, 3 for Nexera Health, 4 for Q-Gates, 5 for Shibari, 6 for Simdas, and 7 for Woodbury. What do you think? We'll see. The winner in the Future Forward category is, congratulations by a wide margin to Quira. the lesson here, I don't know whether to take away. Is it about the product? Is it about the people? Or is it about the promise of a free demo for everyone after? There we go. All right. Did you make this music as well? No, I don't think so. Next year. Thanks. Thank you so much, sir. And congratulations one more time on the award. Okay, I hope you understood the whole point of this session in sort of a fast and fun way to see some of the best and brightest here. Of course, every one of these brands that represents deserves special recognition, and there are many more. Tomorrow morning, we have another set of Smart Pitch where we have an opportunity to hear from some others. Go ahead and let's change the furniture on the stage, if you would please, because we're going to switch gears in just a moment and start our panel discussion. A quick word again about what we're here for as an event and as a platform. It's all about the power of network, and it's all about the power of connections. So if at any point you need extra support, if you need us to facilitate introductions, don't hesitate to reach out to a member of the Gates team. Don't hesitate to make yourself known at the help desk. That's what they're here to do. After we break here, after the panel discussion, we're going to be moving into the exhibition area for a coffee break, and you're going to have an opportunity for about an hour and a half for a first look and a first conversation with some of the scale-ups and some of the vendors here. Of course, that continues in a full day tomorrow. We come back here at 9:30 for the conference, a full day of one-on-one meetings, workshops, schedule, and so much going on. Right here, right now, we wanted to flip the script a bit. So we've heard from some of the associations and governments who support us. We have heard from some of the industry experts. We have heard from some of the vendors. Now it's only fair we hear from the channel yourselves. So this panel discussion, the ground rules are no prepared remarks, no PowerPoints. This is the business they live and breathe every day, and it's an opportunity for them to share some of their insight and some of their experience with us. If at any point you in the audience have a question, a comment you want to sound off, just simply make yourself known by raising your hand. The conversation belongs as much here on the stage as it does here in the larger event. So I'm going to bring our speakers on stage in a rapid-fire form. Please hold your applause. No applause until we get everyone on the stage comfortably settled. Okay, I'm going to do this very quickly, just name and company. And if we can bring the slide up to introduce all of our speakers. This is the panel discussion on tech for sustainable growth. This is a hot button issue in the industry. We want to hear what our experts and we want to hear what you in the audience have to say. So in the first position, I would like to ask Sanjeev Gupta, the Executive Director at Gates, to join us here in the moderator's chair. In the second chair, I want to ask Michelle Huang, Founder and Director at GA ESG Solutions, if you'll join us in the second chair. Juan Chua, Managing Director of Nexus Technologies in the Philippines, if you do the honor of joining us in the third position, please. Ms. Arifa Tan, CEO and founder of iStar Technology in Indonesia. You're in the fourth position. Mr. Shiva Kumar, Senior Director of Distribution, Southeast Asia, Pacific, Japan, and Greater China. He's got a lot on his plate at Cisco Systems. Welcome to the stage. In the sixth spot, I want to ask Celine Schulz, Managing Partner at 10 Power 9, to join us up here on the stage. Welcome. And finally, Sri Kumar Aluk, former Chief Secretary in Tempura and now with the Indian Institute of Technology in Kanpur. Thank you for taking out the seventh position and rounding out our panel. So now that I have everyone comfortably installed, I want to recognize them and thank them for sharing their insight and experience with us. A round of applause, if you would, please. Okay, and with that, for the next 30 or 40 minutes, Sanjeev, the stage belongs to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome. We talk a lot about sustainability and we talk a lot about being environmentally conscious, but how does it impact the tech distribution channel. My view personally, rather cynically, as we have been discussing earlier, is that many of us are caught in the middle between vendors who have ideas and plans and our customers who may have their own requirements, and we can do little to influence it. However, I believe that I'm in the minority here, and there's a much wider range of opinions here. So I don't plan to speak anymore. We have the introductions are up on stage. I will just mention a few things. Mr. Kumar Alok was a senior civil servant, secretary to the government of Tripura in India, and now is a professor at IIT Kanpur. Celine runs an investment, works with an investment firm. They invest in startups and incubates and does capacity building. She's based in Singapore. Many of you know Shiva. He's been in Cisco for a long time, and now he's moved from India and he's in Singapore, but you all know him. Hopefully many of you have been working with him to buy stuff from him, right? Michelle also based, Bu Arifa. Bu Arifa used to be in Indonesia, but currently she's in Singapore, encouraging investments, helping small and medium-sized companies grow with an interest, as everybody else has, in sustainability. Another person from the channel, Juan Chua from Philippines. I again believe that he'll be familiar to nearly all the channel here. One of the largest distribution organizations in the Philippines. Michelle's also based in Singapore, and in many ways we have three people here from the finance sort of industry, investments, encouraging investment, encouraging sustainability with an eye to ESG. So I'd like to start off first by leaving this open. I won't call upon anyone in particular, and say we all know that we are trying to make tech distribution sustainable, right? Reduce single-use plastic, encourage the circular economy. But what can tech itself do to push our end users and the corporate world into being more sustainable? Shiva, would you like to start this off?
Yeah, so first of all, thank you, Sanjeev, for having me here, and it's a great platform to interact with a lot of channel partners across ASEAN countries and also India. To start with, in sustainability, technology has a major role to play, okay, and there's no doubt. And why it is so? Because your customers and your customers' customers care about it. And as we look at how the impact of sustainability for the businesses without impacting on the growth is actually growing, and then the impact of the technology being used to really make an impact on sustainability is also growing. Why? Okay, because the customers care about it for the responsibility to the environment. It also improves their credit scoring, their ability to be telling the street. Some of these customers who have been listed, they have the responsibility to also tell the street about how they are improving their sustainability score and things like that. Now, technology plays a major role because it really fosters innovation, it improves the efficiency, productivity, cost effectiveness, competitive edge, and all of these, which are the outcomes also the businesses are looking at being sustainable without compromising on the growth. Now, even the technologies like the AI, at the advent of AI, and as the customers increase the usage and adoption of AI in their businesses, then it's even more important for them to use the technology more responsibly, but also use the technology to really improve their sustainability. As the demand for the energy, demand for being responsibility to the environment increases, the technology plays a major role, and that's where we are looking at. And I just want to quote one report that I think, everyone who care about the sustainability look at in the IT industry is the annual sustainability report published by Accenture says that 99% of the CEOs of all the businesses that they have surveyed, irrespective of whichever the industry they have interviewed, they said that
technology may plays a major and critical role, and it is their responsibility for really taking the sustainability into account in their businesses. So it's just a matter of time that everyone, irrespective of the size of the organization, that they care about sustainability if they don't already, and they use technology to the advantage to really able to make an impact on sustainability.
Yep, just to add on, I think rather than just looking at technology that is used for greening the environment or to bringing a company to net zero and decarbonize, there are some very practical uses of technology as well. As all of you may have known already, ESG is all about reporting the right ESG metrics and tracking it properly. Some metrics that are very complicated, such as supplier profiling, supplier assessment metrics, these are all things which have lots of data, and actually technology can help to really, really simplify that by way of the insights, the analytics, the system to manage it. So I think it's a very good opportunity for any tech players that are working in the BI space, actually.
Boo, what's your view on you, because you worked in the region?
Yeah, actually, Indonesia, our regulation, we go through 4 phases, so I will talk based on the data. So we have 4 phases. Phase 1 is reporting, 2015 to 2019. Phase 2 is phase 1 is awareness, phase 2 is reporting, and then phase 3 is strategy, and phase 4 is the ecosystem, which is now. But 80% of our list company just reporting the ESG, 80%. So for IT people, if you're aware of the regulation of Indonesia, this is a very good opportunity for you to go into ESG starting now. Because if the phase 4 coming, then most of us will got problem. Ecosystem is mean they need all the supplier, all the manufacturing comply with the ESG. But even the regulation is ready phase 4, the reality we are still in the phase 2. So that's why another 2 years become mandatory. So that's why most of IT people, if you want to work in Indonesia, must starting to concentrate with ESG.
I would like to talk about our company's journey. We're a systems integrator. So about quite a few years ago, we started on this journey, and last year we finally attained. We're a big partner of HP, and HP has a sustainability program, certification program. So we are the first in Southeast Asia to achieve the HP Amplify Sustainability certification. And we did this because of so many things. But the most important for me is it's our way to attract talent to our company and to maintain talent in our company. Young people are really looking for companies that are really aware about sustainability, and they like to work for companies that have a specific strategy on sustainability. Of course, the second one, it's not yet mandatory in the Philippines, but it's a way for us to differentiate or to have a competitive advantage when we sell to the enterprise. A lot of the enterprises today in the Philippines, when you get accredited, they ask about your sustainability programs that you have in place. It's not yet a disqualifier, but I think that might come. And of course, for the third one, we all care about the planet. We need to keep the planet sustainable for generations to come.
So everything I hear here is fascinating, and what I hear is also that the world is changing for all of us. And I love saying this because I'm in the business of making change happen. So I actually work for a VC firm in Singapore. So we are an impact investment company. We invest in startups. So most of them are technology company. We are focused on the blue economy, so everything related to the ocean. And I just want to share with you one perspective from our industry, even if it might be a bit far away from IT channels. But I would like to share with you one number. It's 909, and that's the amount of millions of dollars that have been spent for the first quarter of the year, 2025, for VC funding in ASEAN startups, and more than 70% of this is for ICT. And so you see that it's much more above world averages. So ICT for ASEAN region is really what is driving and catalyzing change. Yes, maybe another point that I would like to mention to you is for investors like us, so we would not invest in startups if they don't have this passion for sustainability. If they don't prove to us that they want to change something, that they want to have a positive economic, social, and or environmental impact in Asian countries, then we just don't invest.
Yeah, agree.
So if we see sustainability as such, the agenda of sustainability has been primarily driven initially by the international agencies, UN, World Bank, international NGOs, and they have brought this whole thing to the main agenda. And the country governments, sovereign governments have started adopting it, and with the Millennium Development Goals earlier and then the Sustainable Development Goals. So why they had to invest? Why they had to invest time and do the advocacy for this? Primarily because the viability. The businesses would like things to be viable. If something is not economically viable, the businesses may not be able to adopt that particular policy or that particular agenda. So the role of ICT is basically to bring that efficiency. And the more the technology is being adopted, the more networks are being developed. It has become very easy. Just see a very simple example. 10, 15 years ago, the international travel, the tickets and the boarding passes used to be paper. But everything is now digital. So there is no paper used anywhere. If you see the reporting in corporate reportings in the stock exchanges, etc., the Securities and Exchange Board of India, for example. So every industry used to submit their annual reports, the volumes of annual report. Physically, they used to print and share with all the stakeholders, actually, the kind of paper they were using. But with the growth of ICT and all information, everything is on the network. So now it's very easy to share everything digitally, actually, and nothing is printed. So the ICT is bringing efficiency, and with that efficiency, the sustainability is guaranteed. And once that is there, the livelihood impact, everything will be there. If just take the example of use of AI in spraying pesticides. Now, using AI, they are now able to find out what kind of pests are attacking in a particular field. They are able to predict, and they are able to apply the pesticide only on that portion which is affected. So that kind of efficiency it is bringing. So the cost reduction. So naturally, the farmer's income will increase. So ICT is extremely important, and more work and is done in this sector. The whole sustainability agenda. It will be easy to achieve without forcing and without through regulations or coercion, etc. Because something becomes economically viable, it becomes very easy to be adopted.
Maybe also another point is to see the interaction between the different regions of the world. So we see that Europe is leading the way in terms of commitment, ESG regulation, but we have but ASEAN has some other strong points that Europe might not have, such as that 70% of the population of ASEAN is under 40-year-old. It is a phone-first population. It is very tech-savvy. So I think every region can really play its own game to stay in the competition and to bring its own innovation and talents to the world stage.
I had not thought about this, but as you pointed out, Mr. Kumar, that there's an innate efficiency that is coming in sustainability and environmental protections follow as a result of that. I would like to hear from you, do you think that the greater use of ICT and IT technology for sustainability is more an internal requirement to make us better, as I seem to hear, to make the industry better, or is it an external fact coming from regulation, policy changes, public perception? What do you think is driving this?
I think both, because no doubt what has happened is that there are a lot of regulations that have already come into place. In most countries in Asia, and definitely in Southeast Asia, a lot of regimes already require publicly listed companies to do reporting of all their ESG metrics. Obviously, that is external pressure, but that actually stems from the fact that ESG is about survival, it's about sustaining growth of that company, right? It's about future thinking. So therefore, in a way, it's also very internal to every company that if you want to grow your business in the next 10 years, 20 years, you need to account for factors that's going to change and affect you in very different ways from your current year, from your current P&L. So that is the theory of sustainability and the reason why most companies also look at it internally. How can they survive? How can they put in those measures in place that will buffer and shield them from the shocks and the things that can happen in the next 10 years, for example?
Same, it's both. First, because internally, Indonesia, as you know, we have demography bonus. So if we don't go to the ESG development and women, we might got a lot of problems. And our government very concentrate with that. And you know, our island is 70,000 island, and we have a lot of waste problem. So our country will a lot of damage if we not concentrate with that. And then the damage will be impacted to our internal problem. And as based on the VC tech, I also very concentrate with that. Because as a founder, when you build something, you need to see another 10 years what you legacy that you build. And for that, I think internal and external impacted to ESG. Thank you.
No, I just want to add the same concept of it is both external and internal. But it has to start from internal first.
Okay.
The reason is, if you just look at the core of the sustainability, it's like balancing the needs of today without compromising the ability for our future generation to address their needs. Then, if you start with internal, that means every company, irrespective of the size and shape and form and whichever the industry they are in, as long as you think about the sustainability at the core, then you will not be able to really make the difference externally and also comply with the standards that you need to, we need to really meet as per the regulations and things like that. So it has to start internally. And when it starts with internal, right, then the cumulative effect of every company, every business thinking about it will have a major compounding effect and also meet the standards and also some of the things that you will be able to really do to boost the standards very fast. And it has to really come from every company internally and every individual. And it starts from the CEO to the CFO and every function within the company. So that's my personal view in terms of how do we have to deal with it.
In fact, I just want to share a little fact that I recall, okay? In the Fortune 500 companies, actually there's a lot of empirical data that researchers have looked at and shows that companies that invested more time and effort on sustainability, they actually grow 20% faster than other companies.
Okay.
And the reason for that is primarily because sustainability is touching a lot of elements of your company's growth when it comes to innovation, protecting people, protecting your governance, etc. So I think it's very fundamental to growing a business.
I'd like to add one point about external. I think a lot of the consumers now are looking for buying services or products from companies with a good image on sustainability. So this is a really wonderful marketing tool. So maybe part of the growth of those companies are because of what they present to the public on how they care.
Mr. Alok, what would be, since you have worked in sustainability as a matter of public policy and governance and made the rules and that, what's your view on this?
any policy can have multiple, instruments. There can be element of coercion, there can be incentives, right? But the issue is that if something coming from external side can be successful only if internally companies are ready to comply with that. And that will be possible when it makes meaningful contribution to their company growth. It's viable for them. Because if you see, there are many regulations. I mean, I can give you just from Indian example. Banning single-use plastic. With one single stroke of pen, this has been banned in the whole country. But has it been banned completely? The regulation is there. But if the alternatives which are available to the people, to the companies, these are not cost effective, they are not going to adopt it. So it's both external as well as internal. So the regulations help create the atmosphere in which the companies are forced to think in that direction. If you just see the carbon financing market, this has helped companies to think about it, to incentivize it, how they can make money out of it. And because of that, a lot of development has taken place in that area. So both external and internal. Internal drive, if it is not there, there are many rules, regulations, which just don't get complied. And this must be true in most of the countries, actually. So both are important.
I would like to just, this question of costs and benefits, both internal, external, as you pointed out, coercion can only take you so far, and regulation, it has to make sense. I have a question for Michelle, Arifa, Celine, and yourself, leaving. Would you be willing to accept a lower rate of return if a technology produced better sustainability in the organizations you run and support? Would you be willing to make that trade-off and say, this a more expensive technology, but I'm getting more sustainability? I'm leaving out the people from the channel because they'd be happy either way, I think. Happy to hear. Yeah. Would you be willing to do that?
Okay, I'm going to start first because I'm going to say that it is like saying, when do you want to pay the price for sustainability, not happening? And we all know also that, the way the globe, the planet is, do you want to pay the price now or you want to pay the price 10 years later? So I think it's a question like this. And therefore, the linkage of investing ahead for sustainability, let's say a technology requires investment, will require a more longer term planning of that company and where it's going to get the benefit, in the longer term. For example, today you change all of your company to sensor-based electricity measurements as well as controls, okay? The investment upfront is going to be a lot higher than what you already have, but 10 years down the road, or maybe even 3 years down the road, you're going to reap the benefits like Unilever has done that. They have reaped huge benefits, billions of dollars savings by investing ahead of the curve to put their energy management under control.
Yeah, I agree with Michelle. Like buying a shoes, it's very good for your body, then it's expensive, it's okay, because can survive 10 years. Same like sustainability in the company. And I become a consultant for ESG starting last year. So we represent a quite expensive product. But I think the result, and then in the future, our government also giving tax incentive and so on and so on. So I think the investment is not about the money, it's more about the impact. And then the result is not only the money that return, but the opportunity to get the deal, investment, and government, and image. So that's bigger than the investment actually.
So who is going to pay for us to have clean water? Who is going to pay so that we have enough fishes in the ocean, enough to eat? Who is going to pay so that we can keep breathing? 50% of the air we breathe comes from the ocean. And so all this, so our whole economic system is not taking the external negativities that the business from the past centuries has been created. And so when you ask us, Sanjeev, about what do we want to do? Are we willing to accept a higher price to pay more for a service that would be sustainable? So for us in our company, so it's not me and my co-founder choosing, but it's our customers, our clients. And we are very lucky to have this privilege to work with people who want to do something good for the world. And I think all of us, like citizens of the world, can be really grateful to these people because they are really doing something good for all of us. And like I think we live in this transition to a low carbon economy where we took so many things for granted and we don't pay the real price for the things that we really need for our lives. So we are with this transition to more ESG and far more beyond ESG, because ESG is really the bare minimum. But when we really go to impact and we can create better products, we can transport goods and people in a more sustainable way, where we can wear shoes that are not made out of plastic, when we can have plastic bags and luggage that are made out of plastic. And we will see what happens in Geneva next month, right? It's the next treaty, the plastic treaty that probably most of the countries of the world are going to ratify. So yeah, I feel very privileged to be here and to have this privilege to embrace this change. And maybe to go back also to your previous question, when you ask us if it's bottom up or top down. So actually it does come from both directions. We need policy, we need governments to support us, to support the companies, to tell us what we can do and to help us do the right thing for the next generation. But we also, all of us, each of us can make decisions. And we are also influencing our governments. The presidents are elected in many countries and sometimes it's going in one direction or the other one. So I think all of us need to take the responsibility and to think about what we really want to do. And I think each of us in our job, we can also help our companies do the right thing, because I think for each company, it's also quite difficult to make the change happen. And they are trying to make their employees happy. And so we can also provide ideas to our employers.
Professor, you were the government.
Yeah.
Yes.
See, as Michelle was saying, that if it is initial investment is more, but in the long run it is beneficial economically or even otherwise. Intangible benefits are also there. People may be interested, but if it has to be there, so it has to be very strongly put on the agenda. The consumers, the producers, and the regulators all need to be on the same page. More and more awareness is required, unless the demand is there from the consumers. If the consumers start demanding, then those things can be produced actually. But purely by regulation alone, things may not happen if it is not economically viable. I will just give you one example from our Indian context. We have so much of air pollution in the NCR region, around Delhi. And one of the regions attributed is to the, this agriculture residue which is burnt by the farmers. So the government came out with a policy that these residues should be converted into pellets and all the thermal power plants should use it. So this way the smoke will not be in the atmosphere. But the cost of coal which is available to the thermal plants and the cost of pellet, there is huge difference. And most of the companies are absolutely reluctant to use it, except the public sector undertakings, which are forced by the Power Ministry of Government of India. They are using it. But so there has to be, the technology must bring in inherent cost effectiveness. If there is an inherent cost effectiveness, the adoption is very easy. You don't have to really hammer it. We don't have, but if it is inherent cost efficiency is not there, then there will be a struggle between the regulator and the producers. This struggle will keep on happening.
Michelle?
But I think the good part is that, building upon what you said, the good part is that what we see in Asia Pacific is that about maybe more than 60% of MNCs and large corporates, they are also very, very keen on pushing the agenda of sustainability. They've now gone to full sustainability reporting, including disclosing their Scope 3 GHG emissions, right? So for that, actually, they are actually pushing the boundary because they are bringing in all the small players in the supply chain, right? And really trying to educate them, trying to bring them on board, trying to just get them on the same plane, on the same boat, just row in the same direction. And I think that's going to be something that's going to help the governments and policies as well to move along faster. Yeah.
Actually, Michelle, when I go so many countries, I see that the most country that talk about ESG is Singapore. All talk about the ESG. But my country, Indonesia, I think still very low. Only the biggest company like a listed company because of regulation. The SMB and others still very low. But the city-wise, because of the leader starting to grow. So internally more higher than externally because of they see what impacted to the ocean, to the city. So I see different ESG implementation in my country. So I know that Singapore, everybody focus on that. So yeah, it's very good.
I think that can be because Singapore has a lot of headquarters of large corporates and MNCs, right? So I think as a result of that, when you are part of that supply chain, you are being pulled along in that momentum.
I just wanted to bring it back, the conversation relevant for the audience who are largely the IT channel. Okay, so who resell the IT products to their customers or give the solution. So in the context of IT distribution, to answer your question, most of the time that the cost will come at the last. Okay, when the customers look at, hey, what's the solution that you're giving me today? Most of the time, the technology is really improved over a period of time that, if you buy any new version of the product or the latest one, inherently the cost efficiency is already built in. So today, if you buy even a simple laptop, okay, the energy consumption of that latest one is much better than what you bought about 5 years back.
Yeah.
So when you have these conversations for the customers in terms of giving you the better solutions relevant for today, then the cost efficiency and the new innovation coming along is actually taken that into consideration. And then even if it is a little bit high for the customers, as long as they care about it in terms of the longer term, the returns and the impact, then customers are good to consider those products and solutions coming from the IT channel for them to really be responsible and consider that sustainability in their decision. I hope that is relevant for the audience here.
Juan, would you just sum up? I think we are running short term, but because you understand the channel, you've been in this longer than I think even Shiva and you from the ground up. What would you advise us to do?
I really think all the partners should really look at, they're starting their own sustainability program, as I said, because for attracting talent, keeping talent, and preparing themselves to be able to grow and supply to the enterprises who really care about this thing. Now, coming back, I have a different perspective about pricing. I think expensive items, luxury items, wherein the consumer has a lot of freedom on spending, they would care. People who have limited budget, they wouldn't care. They want to maximize what they can buy. It's the same thing for IT products. If you're selling the higher end product, then we can hype out the story about sustainability, what kind of recycled materials went into this. But if you're selling at the lowest end of the market, then it's all about pricing.
Just add again relevance for the partners, what they can do, because the customers care about it. I think we have to develop the ability to really advise the customers, take them through the entire life cycle management, and give them the ability to really score better in terms of the sustainability scores if the customers care about it, and also take them through the entire journey. I think that's as a responsibility for the channel partners for us to really educate, advise the customers, and then take them through the sustainability journey.
Yeah, I think some of the distributor in Indonesia is starting take very care about the sustainability. I mean, most of the leaders, because big company like BCA and others, when they buy laptop and everything, they start to concern about that because of the report and everything. So for all the IT company, hardware and software, I think this is something that you need to start to concern, because your clients start to concern. That's what I see in the Indonesia field. Thank you.
I think we are way out of time, so I would, and may I suggest for those of you here, our participants are here, we have the welcome cocktails later. Please feel free to, I'm volunteering their time to you to discuss this further. Thank you very, very much. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you.
Before I let you go, I would like to take a picture all together, because I know the minute I release you, I'm never going to be able to get you all back together again. For the rest of you in the room, this is the conclusion of the conference. Obviously, the event and the conversations continue over the course of the event. They are with us later today. We have the networking reception, we have a panel discussion, and a second series of Smart Pitch back here tomorrow morning. One more time, if there's anything we can do to help facilitate introductions, anything we can do to make this a more productive event, don't hesitate. Thank you so much, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning. Cheers. Okay. If I can ask you all to step forward. Sure. I'm never going to, me in the middle, man, never. But can I ask you to, I'm
You know I can't lie that I feel something for you. Do you ever think of me? Baby, do you ever wonder what we could be? Tell me honestly. Do you ever think of me? Princess, never go alone. My side, you can keep the warm. I need something more than physical.